All right, so today we are playing the Dweller Between the Worlds. Um, this module has some extra little things to it that are kind of fun. There's going to be opportunity for you guys to control actual like units of soldiers in a larger scale battle. That's why each
Oh,
of your character has a little status icon above them, so that I can assign the same status icon to your units. Everyone will have control to all the units, just to make it easy. Um, so you'll be able to, move your units across a larger battlefield, going up against the enemies, and then it breaks down to some hex crawling a little bit, and then at the very end, a climactic battle. So, yeah, so a little bit of some additional fun elements to this session here. So with that, without further ado, we will begin. So in the couple months since you guys defeated the Onyx Queen, no one has been put back in charge of the overall region. Instead, all of the different clans and from the different cities and regions throughout this area have kind of started to kind of like self-govern. Think of old like Vikings and such, with different thanes running each different clan. And that's kind of how the feudal system is working currently until someone can be put into power to be the ruling class again over all of the other thanes. So in the meantime, since you've gone through your training and defeating the Onyx Queen, you gained the attention of one of the largest clans and their leader, Lord Jansen. He has requested you join their service, and he helped you guys with finding people to train with. He has kind of started to ingrain you into his ranks and such, and that's where towards the end of your training, you got to go out and maybe do some battles and different things with his soldiers to kind of finish up your training and be prepared for anything else that comes. And you've become quite trusted by Lord Jansen. So, background for this. This is all information that you would know or have heard throughout time, kind of rumor type idea. Long ages passed when the primordial entropy of out of which order was born first sent echoes throughout the void. The worm spawn of chaos known as Talat was born. Created from the same boiling abyss that coalescended into stars and planets, Talat was instead cast aside by the gods of law and doomed to writhe at the edge of existence, a place that was both space and not space, a space between the worlds. There, Talat has existed for immeasurable time, ever hungry for the forms of creation that border its yawning extraplanar prison. Despite the efforts of the forces of order, Talat has managed to find means to reach our plane, creating small refs or portals into the physical realm that, if left unchecked, can grow to consume entire worlds. By directing the raw stuff of chaos where the barrier between dimensions is weakest, Talat has opened countless such of tears in space, unleashing an extraplanar host to raid for raw materials to feed its insatiable hunger. Such lands touched by the host of Talat are condemned to be transformed into barren wastes as each rift grows even larger between Talat's plane and ours. Our adventure will take place in the Valley of Dalur, a land with no single ruler. Instead, Dalur is home to several different clans of people bound by kinship or fealty, pledged to the lords known as Thanes. As our adventure begins, you have found yourself in the service of Lord Jansen, Thane of one of the largest western clans. The PCs have begun their service as a result of our prior deeds. Um, However, where was I at? I lost my space already. It's early for me today. Um, so we have arrived in his service and find ourselves trusted through minor members of Lord Jansen's court. Now, a few weeks ago, an unseasonably early winter has settled on the lands of the valley, and troubling rumors have begun to spread of strange raiders emerging from the eastern forest, with the woods themselves said to have grown dark and inhospitable. A great light has also become visible in the eastern skies at night, far away from any of the natural auroras that normally dance across the vault of the northern sky. Disturbed by these events, Lord Jansen has traveled with most of his trusted warriors, including the PCs, to meet with the Thanes from each of the clans of the Valley of the Fell, a place of council since ancient times, to debate what action to take. It is at this uncertain junction that the adventure begins. You find yourself at the encampment, sprawling across low hills before you, a vast gathering of tents and campfires larger than you have ever recalled seeing. Thanes from a dozen clans and hundreds of warriors have answered the call to meet, and the air is filled with the ringing of blacksmith hammers, punctuated by the din of martial activity. What would normally be a festive atmosphere, though, feels oppressive, weighted down by the rumors of the strange raiders and the unnatural aurora that can be seen shining in the eastern sky at night, shimmering with crimson glow that seems to grow with each passing day. As we said, this is normally a festive time, but the somber mood of the gathering is reflected by the overcast gray skies and the bitter wind that steadily blows from the east. There are hundreds of warriors from across the land at the meeting, represented by well-recognizable banners, though notably as of yet, none of the eastern clans have arrived, and those messengers sent with summons to their villages have not returned. So you guys are in the middle of this large encampment. It spreads out. Again, hundreds and hundreds of people here. And you're free to interact and do whatever you want to do in your merry time while we wait for these other Thanes to gather so all the leaders can have their meeting and decide what to do about this strange anomaly that's going on in the east. And while you're here interacting with the other clans and other peoples, you do overhear some rumors. So I need everyone to roll me a d12. We're going to do it in order. So Abstract, I'm going to have you go first. Go ahead and roll a d12 for me.
Oh.
A12. Okay. I'm going to copy this and go ahead and put it into a message on Discord. So you have this.
I'm sorry, you said it was D12?
Yep. All right, so Abstract just sent that. Look, we're going to go in order, but that's okay, Zavin. You just jump to the front. I'll send yours next. All right, so Abstract, I sent you on Discord a message with your rumor that you have heard. Zavin, you got an 8, so I'll send you yours. Okay, after that, Leo, go ahead and roll your d12.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, apparently Discord needs me to prove that I'm human so I can send Zavin his message. I apologize, guys. Okay, Zavin should have his message. Leo got an 8. We're re-rolling duplicates, so go ahead and re-roll, Leo.
12.
Re-roll again. I think going forward, I'll just round down.
Okay. 3.
3. Okay, so 3 for Leo. All right. Rick, go ahead and roll a d12 for me. A 7. Discord's just being all sorts of fighting me this morning. Okay. There you go, Rick. All right. Sam, go ahead and roll me a d12. And 11. right, and Tom, roll me a d12.
Will
A 4, okay. Didn't require too many rerolls there. Discord is just 100% convinced that I am not human. Tell me you're not a robot multiple times. Okay. All right.
Take
Got
the
the
school
last
buses.
one.
Does it know something we don't
I
know?
know. Apparently, I'm not human.
Chat GPT.
All right. So as you guys again, as you were mingling with other people throughout the camp, if there was anything last minute that you wanted to buy, you guys all should have a minimum of 3 rations in your inventory, and which you guys all do. I made sure. But anything else that
Okay.
you guys would possibly think of that you would want to buy, you can most likely find within the camp. But outside of that, you spend the first couple days waiting for these other Thanes from the east to arrive. You hear these rumors and things, and basically just kind of prepare yourselves for whatever is to come. Or is there anything anybody does want to do specifically, or want to role play or buy?
Needs cash would go around and try and make converts to Justica. Have you accepted Justica as being your personal savior and protector in battle?
All right, go ahead and roll me a personality. Oof, a natural 20 for 22. Oh yeah, you've definitely gotten some people to convert. Maybe there was quite a few that were already kind of aware of that, and with the strangeness that's going on to the east, like they're looking for something to cling on to fight against. Go ahead and roll me a D100. 83. Of the hundreds and hundreds of people are here, you got about 83 people to kind of join you one morning for like a prayer service to Justica. With that, I'm going to go ahead and give you a fleeting luck. I think it looks like some of you already have some fleeting lucks for some rolls that you've gotten prior to this, so go ahead and give you one more. For the fleeting luck, if you look to the left where you have your token controls, there's something that looks like a couple little scales. That's your fleeting luck. If you click on that, it should open up and show you how many fleeting luck you have.
Excellent.
All right. Anybody else want to do anything?
Archibald's going to get additional rations based on what he's heard around the camp. So I'm doing that now.
Okay, not a problem. Anyone else?
I don't know if it would really be possible without samples or something, but maybe tell the Thane about what I discovered and maybe see if he's got alchemists or whatever that could maybe try to be looking into cures for poisons or diseases or something like that.
All right, go ahead and let's roll a luck.
So just roll under my luck, basically.
Yep. Success. So yeah, there is a small group, and they've set up kind of a camp there that they've done. They do some alchemy and things like that. Maybe trying to create a little bit of like gunpowder for any kind of like cannon they may have or something like that. Like they're trying to create something to help fight against any kind of strange otherworldly things that may be there. So you spend some time with them over this. He points you towards them, and you spend some time with them looking to create some possible cures for poison. Maybe you even find somebody that has returned from the east. Maybe not, the Thanes and stuff like that, but someone who comes in injured and has some strange, injury that is almost like seeping and poisoning them. And they use that to try to create some kind of antidote.
Somebody else was going to talk. Go ahead.
I just said sweet.
My character Guayer would like to cozy up to some. I'm presuming they have some areas where there's blacksmiths or somebody working on weapons and armor.
Yep, absolutely.
And just trying to make friends, see if I could, borrow the forge for a couple minutes and try to craft some glass arrowheads.
Okay. Go ahead and roll personality to see if the blacksmiths will allow you to use all their equipment there.
Guess not.
Oof! Ouch. Yeah, no, they're pretty protective of their equipment. I mean, they had to bring it all the way here. They're not going to let a stranger necessarily use their equipment.
Fair enough.
All right. Anyone else?
I'm also picking up a couple extra torches,
Okay.
but I'm just charging myself. All right.
Got it. All right. So you guys spent a couple days going through all those activities. On the third day of the assembly, you awaken to a blanket of snow that covers the encampment. The muttering of your fellow clansmen and women voice what everyone knows, that this unseasonal advent of winter has not been heard of in living memory or even the most elder members of the clan. The bitter cold bites at your skin, and you wish you had traded for some furs to keep you warm. As the gloom-shrouded sun lifts above the horizon, cries sound out as several winged shaped, each the size of a longboat, descend from the clouds onto the camp. Lord Jansen and the other Thanes take up arms with the shouts to repel the attackers as scattered groups of warriors run to grab shields and weapons. Unless they are rallied, you realize that their disorganized fighters will be quickly overwhelmed by the creatures, slaughtering dozens of warriors. So this creature here that you see on this main landing page are the kinds of creatures that are coming out at you. They have swords that are basically the size of people. And they're, like I said, about as long as a longboat. Have these grotesque faces and wings and arms coming off the front. They look like giant flying worms with faces and wings. Very grotesque looking creatures. All right. So as combat begins, we're going to go ahead and take us over to the Fell.
Oh, cool.
I need to throw Sam on here because Sam wasn't on here yet.
I like hex maps.
I don't know why Sam's token didn't load up right. Let me grab it. Because sometimes Foundry is weird.
It's still better than Roll20.
All right, there we go. Okay, so with this, kind of give you guys some explanations for how some of this is going to work. There are 6 spearman units, 1 mounted knight unit, 2 bowman units, and 1 magician unit. I believe it is warriors and dwarves can lead, the spearmen, the mounted knights, the bowmen, any of that kind of stuff. An elf or magician can lead the magician's unit. Halflings can use their luck as normal. Warriors and dwarves can use their deed die. They can add their deed die to the spearmen's attacks. And additionally, there are some extra little things in here. This is a lot to read up on, and I read on it a couple days ago, and I'm tired, so I'm forgetting some of it. So each representative, or each unit represents a group of warriors divided into 6 units of spearmen, 2 units of archers, and 1 unit of knights, along with a special detachment of spellcasters. At the end of combat, at the start of combat, each PC may choose one of the units to lead into battle based on their class per the rules in Appendix A. Any remaining units not led by one of the PCs does not act in the first round, as forces are unable to organize in time. So again, yeah, warriors and dwarves add D die to a unit's attack roll. Clerics may heal units suffering from what's called attrition. Wizards and elves may lead magical units and add spell check modifier to the unit's spell check. Thieves and halflings may spend luck per normal class rules. If your unit is basically destroyed or killed, you are not killed, you're basically knocked unconscious. And you can roll to save to see if you are still conscious. And how it's going to work is it's basically rolling to attack versus the enemy's AC, depending on how much damage you do, beating their AC by a certain amount, and basically your strength versus their strength is going to determine if they take damage or not. And it basically works like you damage them twice, that unit is gone. Make sense? Trying to keep it easy enough.
Do we have to join a particular unit, or can we just...
You are going to lead a particular unit if you want to. You don't have to. You can run off on your own.
I would kind of like to join the ranks of a magician unit so that I can just throw luck at spells.
The only ones that can lead a magician unit would be an elf or a wizard.
Okay, do I have to join one, or can I just do I have to lead one, or can I just
I can use luck on my roll, say.
Yeah. I mean, you can party with whoever's leading the magician unit. Actually, no.
Okay, or can I just go? Hey, I'm going to give on one turn I'm going to give these warrior units luck, and on another turn I'm going to give the magician unit luck.
Yeah, because you can give your luck to anybody. So you'll control one of the units that you want to control, but you can give your luck to anybody.
Okay, we'll just do that then. All right.
Okay, so going down the line, abstract. What units do you want to lead?
Did you say that there was a knight unit, or I'll take a mounted knights right there. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so your
if
icon.
If there's only one of them, I feel kind of like a jerk just taking it because I'm first. But
well,
You
for the
jerk.
mounted knight, it would be either you or Sam that takes the mounted knight, because only warrior or dwarf can lead the mounted knights.
I don't have a horse, so I'm gonna chill.
Okay.
I want to use the other guys.
All right, so go ahead, abstract. We'll give you the mounted knights. You are in control of them. If you double click on the unit, you should have control of it, so you can see kind of everything it says there. And I'll show you how to roll for when we get into attacks. Okay, Leo.
Yeah, I'll just take a spearman unit then, I guess.
Okay, and Leo is the fire shield. Or no, sorry, that's Rick. Leo is the targeting. Okay. All right, Rick.
Take some bowmen.
Take some bowmen. All right. And Sam.
I will take a spearman.
Spearman. Okay. Tom.
Let's think. I got a choice between bowman or spearman. I think spearmen are more likely to take attrition, so I will take a spearman. How about those 83 worshippers of Justica? I will lead them into battle as holy warriors.
All right.
So I'll take a spearman unit.
All right, gotcha. All right, and Zavin.
The one and only magician unit.
You got it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the units that we have forward, as these are the units that were able to rally and prepare in time. And the other ones are disorganized, trying to gather up their equipment and get ready for the battle. Okay. So starting out...
How many of these worm things are there again?
There are a couple dozen of these things flying in.
Jeez. Okay.
All right. All right, so yeah, as the battle begins, everyone's screaming, and as somebody calls out, one of the guards calls out, and everyone starts looking off into the east. They see these massive creatures descending from the clouds, soaring, moving quickly over the fields, moving towards the camp. You're able to rally some units together and get them prepared into the front lines in time and begin moving forward to protect the camp while the rest of the the soldiers begin trying to get their stuff and gather together. The creature's moving fastly, moving in unnatural speed, and just from left to right as they fly, just jaggedly, hard to track. With that, go ahead and we are going to go ahead and move into the combat order. So for this, again, we just kind of go alphabetical there. Everybody go ahead and just roll initiative for your character. And we'll go that versus the Iraqi here to see who goes first.
Wait, I gotta select my token.
Yeah, we're rolling initiative for our character, not the unit.
Yeah, for your character, yep.
Okay.
I mean, whichever's higher. Maybe if you have a negative negative initiative, you could always use your, I think, +0 for all these units. I think they have. Oh, no, the knight has a +1.
He's telling me my token's not selected, and I forgot how to.
Just click once on your token, and then you can like double click on your token, and it'll pop up. Yeah, click once on a token, and it selects it.
Two-handed. Why the heck is it saying I'm two-handed?
You carrying a two-handed weapon?
Initiative. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I see.
It says no combat is active.
But it still rolled for me.
Yeah, you're
when
fine.
it said that.
Yeah, no combat
Okay.
is active. Yeah, you're fine. We got 15, 14, 12, 16. Forgot we could actually put you guys into combat rounds, but don't worry about it. Let's see.
It's a 10 for
10.
me.
All right.
So I couldn't figure out how to select my token.
You're good.
Oh, got it. It was behind.
Yeah, I'm working on it. There it is.
All right. So it looks like 16 is our highest roll. Who rolled the first 16 up there?
I think that was me. Rick.
Rick. Okay, so we're starting with Rick, and then we just go through the order from there. So Rick is up first. You can move your units. I'll let you guys move your units for right now as everything starts to move in. Like three tiles, basically. Don't worry that they're not perfectly matched up with the map tiles here. So just kind of move them roughly 3 or so, just freehand.
To unselect everything, you drag it
Oh,
somewhere
geez.
else, like create a selection box somewhere else.
I don't remember selecting everything, but all right.
No, it starts that way with the map.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So we're gonna try to get some high ground on the hills.
Okay.
And can we already make an attack? They're close enough to try that with the bows, or no?
I would say for this round, they're probably just out of range.
Okay, I think that'll be it then.
Okay. So I'll give you, just remember for yourself that you have a +1 to your attacks as you get up on the hills to try to gather that high ground. All right. Sam, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna yell to my spearmen here. You've heard of guards. Let me tell you about steel. They're here to take your steel and iron. Follow me.
And you hear a rallying cry behind you. Ah!
There's 2 hexes. Did you say?
3, roughly 3 you can move.
Okay, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna try to make it to these woods and then.
Okay. All right. Tom.
Let's see. What I'm
Remember, yeah, click and drag off of any units, and it'll create a little selection box, and that'll deselect everybody. And then you can go back and select your 1 token.
move up to be next to our spearman comrades, and then I'm going to light up my shield, which sheds sunlight, and all of my fanatical Justica worshippers are going to sing a hymn of "Onward, Justica soldiers." And we're going to try and turn unholy.
Turn unholy. Okay, go ahead and make a turn unholy check.
Okay, I go up 1 dice because of the shield.
Yep.
Okay,
So that gives you
so
a 12.
yep. So probably just 1 hit dice. It's not that impressive, but at least it's not disapproval.
Yeah, so flying in, you see that maybe a couple of them draw the attention. They see the shield light up and they hear the chanting going on. And you see a couple of them kind of look in your direction, but don't seem to be effective enough to start to be pushed away.
All right, we'll
But
try
I
again.
will on your first actual like attack next time, like the spearman's attacks, I'll give you a +1 as all of your units are kind of just lifted by the chanting and the light of your shield. So your first attack with the
Wonderful.
spearman will have a +1. All right,
That is my turn.
perfect. Zavin.
I'm gonna try to stick near the back of the spearman here.
Okay.
We got squishy mages. I want to stay hidden. Can I shoot a spell from this range, or is that similar to bows where it's not?
I would say on your next round, you guys will be within range as they move closer to you.
Sounds good.
And I think if you looked, you'll see that you have prestidigitation and basically 3 harmful spells. You don't have to worry about what spells they are because it's just going to be a basic attack and hit or not. So 3 harmful spells, and then you have prestidigitation throughout this battle. Okay. So Zavin's moved into position. With that, all of Iraqi, they move a bit faster. So they're going to move up to about there as they move in, as they're flying through the sky. And again, you can see them swinging their swords, their bat-like wings flapping through the air, their long serpentile tails trailing behind them as they fly through. You can still hear the screams of everyone else in the village behind, or the camp behind, and the clanging of weapons and things as people begin to try to get ready. I'm going to go ahead and roll another initiative here for them. Basically, under 10, still none of them have gotten ready. Over 10, another couple, like 2, have gotten ready.
I have a quick question about the initiative order. Because I rolled a 15, but the Rocky had a 10. So just confused why I didn't go yet.
So when I'm rolling initiative, just to keep things easy and in order so we're not getting confused on who's where, I do everything kind of like at the table. So clockwise, whoever rolls the highest is where initiative starts. And then we just go clockwise from there.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yep. Something that kind of carried over from the 0 level, because the 0 level you have so many things going on. So I just like to keep it nice and simple. Whoever rolls the highest is where initiative starts.
Right.
And go clockwise around the table. All right. So with that, abstract is up.
Just gonna be charging straight in. I guess they move 3, the same number of units as everybody else. So I guess
I could say you could probably move at least 1 more with the Mounted Knights.
All right, we're just going full steam.
Okay.
Ahead.
All right, full steam ahead. All right, then Leo, you're up.
For comfort and food and all that's natural in this world, advance! And we're going to go maybe up here with the rest of the spearmen.
All right.
That one is mine, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
I need to zoom that up a little bit. Okay.
All right.
And that's, I guess, it for this turn.
All right. With that, I'm going to say that because most of us are melee and spearmen anyways, and to get into combat, the Thraki move the rest of the way. So you guys are into combat with that first round now as we get into the top of the round of combat. Rick, you are up.
And can we still function like normal, like move and attack? Or
Yep,
whatever?
absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm just going to take one more step to the other hill. There, just a little closer. And, yeah, I guess we'll let loose a volley on the guys that are about to close with our cavalry and shit.
All right. Was that initiative or attack?
I was trying to see. Okay, I forgot how to roll it from the sheet or whatever, so but just got to click on the die.
Yep. All right. So that is going to be a 20 versus the Raki. 20, and I believe you're at an 8 for that. So an 8 versus the Raki's 10. And you rolled a 20. That is going to harm one of these first ones. So they are going to take attrition. They are injured. You let loose the arrows, and several of the arrows stick into one of the Thraki as they're flying through, and you can see it's wounded, and it flies down lower as it takes the damage, moving it within range of a bunch of the spearmen down at the bottom. Great attack there to start. All right. With that, Sam, you're up.
Okay, we're gonna move. Can I hit that guy from here? Or do I have
Absolutely.
to do
Yep.
one more?
And
Alright,
add
we're
plus
moving.
1 as you have units directly on your flanks.
All right. I'm just gonna roll and then we'll add the one.
That's just fine. We'll do the math ourselves. All right, 23. That makes it a 24 to hit. Excellent. So 24 to hit is going to finish that one off. If you want to attack that same one, it flies down low. It goes to attack you as it's being pushed down by the arrows in its wings. It goes to attack, but all of your spearmen are able to leap at one time in one swift motion and spear it through as it flies over you. The spear is cutting through its long tail-like body, and it slams and crashes to the ground, and you almost feel it shake underneath you as this massive creature falls to the ground, its sword falling out of its hand, its wings going limp, and this one is dead.
And
I'm just going to move it off to the side so it's not in the way. All right, good start so far. All right, Tom.
Let's see. I will move up. Let's see. There's this one here,
Yep.
and I will start for justice and mercy. And I get a +1 to this attack.
Yep. Oof, 5. It's gonna
That does not work.
miss your units. Moving up, trying to get to this one. As it's coming down, your units attack just like they get a little bit too anxious and excited. They feel so emboldened by Justica that they feel they have the attack is at hand, and they swing just as the creature kind of rears back up, and everyone's swings just go wide and miss as it pulls itself back up into the air and then comes back down. All right. Zavin.
Jessica shall smite them later. Do not worry, friends.
All right, Zavin, you're up.
All right. Question on the. Well, I'm gonna move up a couple squares here, but question on the spell is that AOE at all, or is that just single target?
Kind of technically AoE. Like, again, these creatures are like the size of longboats. They're quite large. So you'd only be targeting one at a time, though.
Okay. We're gonna chant some magical, mystical words and launch some harmful spells at that one that's out in front.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, you said I add my spell.
Yeah, you add your
triggers?
spell bonus to theirs, which is a +4 for them, so you add to that.
Okay. So I'll just roll this and then add 2 manually here.
Okay.
So it'd be an extra 2.
Extra 2, so that is 18. All right, so the magicians, I believe, they start with a 9. So an 18 is just under. The attack goes off. The spell hits off of it, but it doesn't seem to land and cause any damage. Whatever spell it is that goes off seems to not cause any damage to them.
Can I boost him with some luck
Absolutely.
to make that work?
Yep.
How many would that be?
He rolled an 18. He needs 2. So I think if you do 1, he gets +2, and that'll put him where he needs to be.
I will do that.
All right. So burning 1 luck. Make sure to note that on your character sheet. Bumps it up to a 20, and he takes damage. And that spell, it goes off next to him and doesn't seem to damage him at all. And all of a sudden, it just goes boom, and it kind of like a secondary explosion goes off, and you see it bam slammed down, and again pushed down towards the units. The wings struggling to keep its massive body up after the explosion of this spell goes off, pushed back down into the reach of the spearman units. All right.
We'll take off the hats and tip it to the halfling.
All right. With that, we're back up to the Raki. So they are going to continue to move forward here. All right.
So have they come down some to where they're
Yeah,
like
they're
in range of the
all the
spearmen?
ones that are like within 1 square have started to come down within range so that they can attack. They have melee weapons too, so they do have to come down to you to attack. So they're coming down. These first 2 are going to go against Leo's here. So that is a 12 versus an 8.
14 AC.
So that's a +4. Oh yeah, +14. So it misses. Yep. So that's going to miss. All right. Second one. Only an 8. Oh, these guys are coming down, and apparently they're a bit eager as well. So they're swiping before they actually have a chance, like to get low enough. Their depth perception apparently not that great. A 13, I believe, still misses versus a 14. Yep. So you guys get lucky here. As we move down the line, a 22 will hit. So that was the 4th one here, going against. Let's see, that is this unit here.
That's my guys.
All right. So that's a +2 difference at a 22. So your guys are just going to take attrition. They're not going to be killed. They're just going to take attrition. So they are hurt. All right. This one in the back there is going to be a little bit too far. I'm going to say this one's out of range. He isn't able quite to get close enough. There's too many of them, and he is at the back of the pile. All right. So last 2 going against the bottom spearman unit here. 15 is just going to hit, but a 15, I believe, is just enough to give you attrition as well, because they are +2. Oops, that's good enough. Okay, and then the last one. A 21. So the bottom spearman unit is going to take some more damage, and the bottom spearman unit goes down. So these last 2 down at the bottom, they come flying down at the same time. The first one swings in, slicing through half the unit. You see soldiers flying through the air as they take the hit. The second one comes down through, swiping again, taking out the other half of the unit. That belongs to Sam. Sam is knocked back onto his back and is dazed a little bit as his units are struck down. And as he struggles to get up, you see another unit of soldiers coming up behind that you can go rally to. So this first unit is gone.
I thought the ones right above that were mine.
Sam. Sam has you have the wings as your little icon there. So the one above that is Tom.
Oh, my bad.
You're good. All right, but you see another squad that had rallied and gotten prepared coming up behind you, getting ready to fight. All right. With that, we are on to Abstract.
Okay. I guess I can't use my special power because I'm too close. So anyway, I guess I'm just gonna run it, move in, and attack. This one.
This one down here.
Well, this one, the one that's already injured.
Okay.
Just to... So I roll the attack with, they get like all my bonuses, including my sword bonus and stuff, or
For them, no, it's going to be plus your deed die, so their attack, which is a +3,
Uh-huh.
and then you're going to roll the deed die on top of that as
Okay.
well. Okay, go ahead and roll your deed die.
Not much of a point, but
No. Unfortunately, yeah, you charge forward into this time. Again, the Rakia, as they're flying in, just are able to move out of the way. As they're continuing to fly, they see your units marching forward, charging and yelling with their battle cry. They turn to see you and fly up out of the way, and your swords and spears come just underneath their belly, unable to find purchase. All right, Leo.
Can my guys charge?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna charge forward and attack this one.
Okay.
Let me get my sheet up here. And your attack. Wait, what is that? Is that the damage? That's my damage roll if I hit.
Yes, you don't roll the damage roll because it works a little bit different for the attrition in battles with units and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was just trying to click the die next to the spear,
Yep.
thinking that was an attack roll. I just use it down at the bottom. Just do the little D20 at the bottom.
No, you did it perfect. Yeah, click on the little die next to the spear is perfect. It does the spear +2. And for you,
Hang on.
Oh, you're good.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. We'll go with the 10. The
Yeah,
10s are perfect.
when I clicked on that die,
Mhm.
it rolled
It rolls both attack and damage.
Yeah, it rolls attack and damage.
Oh,
You
okay.
got a
I
10 for
just
the
didn't
attack.
see it. Okay.
Yep, you got a 10 for the attack. I'll bump that up to 11 because you still have the spirit, the mounted knights right next to you, so kind of like a flanking line. But that is still not enough to hit. So again, these ones you
Can
charge for.
I burn luck to hit?
Let's see. You said you charged as well, so technically you'd be at a 13 right now.
+2.
So 13 total would be. You would need you need a 20 to cause any damage.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah. Total.
That's way too far out. Okay.
All right. So that would be a miss. All right. Rick.
I guess I'm going to go for the top cluster to avoid getting our flank enveloped.
Okay.
And I guess this is with a +1 for
Yep.
the hill.
Yeah, you're still up on the hill. Yep.
Nope.
9, 10 plus. That is going to miss. As your arrows come down, the creatures noticing you there. Now the arrows, being your second attack, they notice you up there and are able to dodge out of the way of the arrows as they come sailing down. All right. Sam.
All right. Which hex is my guy or my guys in here? Kinda in between.
I'll say that they've caught up to here by the time your turn starts, so they can move up into melee.
All right. Forward for your dead brothers. Avenge them. They're gonna attack the one here that's been damaged.
Okay. So 17. I'll make that an 18 with the flanking ones here. So 14 exactly hits, so that makes not a problem. Actually, 14? It's 16. 16 hits. So 17 beats that, and with that, a 17, 18 with the +1 puts you just at enough to cause them the damage to hurt them here. So they are going to be finished off. This one still wounded and flying just above the spearmen. The second unit of spearmen are able to come in and slice across its underside, and it too collapses to the ground with a mighty crash. All right. And with that, we are on to Tom.
Let's see. I shall try and shall try and heal my units,
Okay.
and then I will. Does that take the action for this round, or can the spearman also attack?
You can, specifically do the healing is fine, and then the spearman can attack.
Okay. Do not despair. Justica is with us. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah, very good. So yeah, you definitely are able to rally up and heal your units there.
Okay. And they shall, invigorated with the faith of Justica, they shall attack.
All right. A
And
10
that's no
puts it up
miss.
to 11. Yeah, still going to be a miss on that one. So they feel they're healed. But again, just as they go to attack, the flanking Raki swoop up again. The wind of their wings kind of knocking their weapons back, and they're unable to land a striking blow.
We need some converts. We need some halfling converts of Justica.
Zaven, you are up.
I think they're gonna. We're sensing they're gonna attack soon, so we're gonna try a prestidigitation this time
Okay.
to make their weapons disappear. Is there a roll or something for that, or is it? Just
So it's
straight-
your normal spell roll, so just +4 plus your spell modifier. Or actually, sorry, never mind. They do a DC 12 will save. That's right. So I'm going to roll. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I'm just going to roll 6 d12s really quick. 12, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they have a will save of. I did that completely wrong. Rolled a d12. Here we go. Will saves. Going from top to bottom. That is a success. That is a failure. So I'll mark this guy. He is unable to attack for this round. Or, well, he's unable to use his weapon to attack anyways. That is a success. Ooh, natural 1. This one's really confused. That's a 17. And lastly, a 15. Alright, so with your magician's units all doing their spells and crying out, suddenly 2 of the Raki that are attacking stop and look very confused, looking at their hands like their weapon has vanished. And the other one's looking at them confused as well, but it looks like a couple of them are completely thrown off and believe their weapons have disappeared.
That's awesome.
All right. Anything else? You want to move at all, or are you going to stay right there?
Yeah, I'll move up towards the hills.
All right. With that, the Raki are up. I'm going to go ahead, and it's top of the round as well. Go ahead and roll initiative for these last 2 guys. A 7. Nope, they are not prepared yet. They are still struggling to get their stuff together. All right. The Raki are going to go. So from top to bottom, the one Raki here on the side is going to charge forward at the bowmen who keep launching arrows at it. And attack. That is a 24. So a 24 is still just damage, not killed outright. So you are going to take attrition.
Sorry, one question on the prestidigitation. It says
Yep.
it lasts for 1d6 plus 1 rounds. Did we roll that yet?
Oh no, you can go ahead and roll that. Roll a d6 plus 1.
Oops.
Two rounds. All right.
That's enough. They'll be done by then.
Right? All right, the first Raki flies up towards the bowmen that have been launching volleys of arrows at it and swipe their sword across, taking out the first flank of the bowmen. The second Raki, looking confused, suddenly vanishes from sight as a portal opens up that it flies through. And it will reappear back here. As another portal opens up, it flies down onto the camp, swiping at several of the tents. But you guys, being far up here, can't really see what's going on behind you. It vanishes from sight, and you don't know where it goes. The third is going to attack the mounted knights there. And that will be a 21. You actually, as the mounted knights, have a higher HV value, so they are going to be -2 against you. So a 21 means, yep, they just do minor attrition to you as well, so you are injured but still going. The next Thraki that is confused about its weapon disappearing will decide to do the same thing and vanish from sight. Again, reappear behind, moving towards the camp. All right, moving down. These two units will be moving kind of like this. So again, first attack going against the spearmen underneath the mounted knights. That is a 20. So a plus a 20 is attrition. Good thing you healed. As another large, massive sword swipes through the flanks, cutting down a couple of your members. And our last. Critical fumble. This one, basically, you guys almost feel like you want to laugh at this creature as it goes to swing so terribly. It flies down too fast. Its depth perception terrible. Swings at you, but just digs its sword through the ground, kicking up dirt at your units, but causing no damage. All right. With that, I'll control this other spearman unit. Is going to move forward next to the bowman and attack the Raki that attacked the bowman. So this will be with an additional +1. That is going to be a 13, a 14, which is just going to miss. All right, back down to abstract.
Yeah, I'll just attack the ones that are near me, straight ahead.
Six, 7, 8, 9, 9. Not quite enough to attack to actually make landing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yep, not enough. So sorry, I read that as your D3 as your D die. So 7 total. Yeah, the Thraki flies down again, goes to swing and at you. You take the damage, and as your mounted units try to recover and swing back, it wipes its massive wings, blowing you back and moves out of your range again, unable to land a blow. Leo. Again, The massive creatures swiping and attacking, causing damage, and then flying back out of range. Your spearmen unable to recover in time to land a blow. Rick.
Am I at like a minus or anything for being like in melee essentially? Or
Not for this, no, because the creature's flying, so you're fine.
okay.
11, 12, because you have flanking units. Again, still unable to find purchase and hit. Does not land. The arrows volley flying wide. Sam.
All right. Gonna hit these guys right in front of the mounted knights.
Got it. Oof, so far a bad round for the defending units. A 12 give you 13 with the +1 for the flanking or the line of defense, and still unable to land a blow. It seems like the Raki have learned to swipe and fly back up, and unable to hit. Tom.
I'm going to try to heal again.
Okay.
So I see that my friends are wounded.
A
15. Can I heal some of the mounted knights as well?
I'll say with a 15. I'll say you're all kind of the same faith and stuff like that. I'll say that's just enough that you guys can heal up the mounted knights as well.
Thank you.
Yes, we shall say they may be nobility, but they still fight on the side of righteousness.
All right.
Okay, and I will try hitting with the... Wow, it's just been absolute dog shit.
Right? Attacks are not going well this round. All right. With that, you cry out, your shield lights up again, and your wounded soldiers that are struggling to get back to their feet suddenly feel revived and refreshed and are able to quickly get back up, but not in time to strike before the Reki dodge out of the way.
Oh, well, that's a good enough turn.
Zavin.
Okay, we're gonna launch another damage spell against the one that's harassing the bowman in front there.
Okay. $19. That is going to
+2 because
okay.
My spell bonus isn't in there.
That's right. So 21. All right, 21 is going to put us at attrition there. Yep. So he takes the damage. As the spell goes off, several shards of what look like ice spears go flying out of your wizards, stabbing into the chest of the Raki as it flies above the spearmen. And this, again, causes it to struggle and come down lower within range of all of the units. All right. Then with that, we're back up to the top of the round. These Raki at the back flying into the camp. 23 and a 16. These two Thraki that fly into the camp, suddenly you see them fly down, striking through a tent. The ones that are up here on the hill, you look back and hear the cries and see down behind you. It seems like these ones have crashed through a couple of the tents that belong to the Thanes and have grappled and picked them up and are starting to then fly away with the Thanes that they have captured. All right, the first unit attacking the bowmen. That is a 19. So a 19 will be attrition as well. So the bowmen are struck down. And so with that, who is running the bowman again?
Rick.
Rick. All right, Rick. You are within your units, struck back, falling back, and dazed a little bit from that attack, but still standing. You're able to recover and get back up in the next one, and you can take over this spearman unit on the next round for your turn. All right, spearman down. All right, heading down. We're going to go spearman, or sorry, mounted knights, spearman on the way down. A 15, I believe, misses the mounted knights.
Yep.
Oof.
Man.
Critical hit on the spearman for a total of, let's see. I'll just add the 2 to its attack, so that puts it up to a 28. A 28. Oof. Just under what it needs to kill you outright.
Phew. See,
Alright.
Justica protects us.
Alright, and the last one, a 12 versus the spearman, I believe is not enough. That one is going to miss. Dang, it rolled 20 points of damage. Yeah, ouch. Alright, so that the last spearmen are able to put up their shields all in unit and block away the attack of that last Raki. Alright, we'll roll initiative for the last 2 units here to see if they're able to join. Just now, finally getting ready as the Raki fly away. Alright, with that, we are on to Abstract.
Okay, Mountain Knights going up against this one untouchable squadron of these guys. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
There's a good one.
Plus D3.
So 23, and you're actually plus for the Mounted Knights. That's a good hit. So he takes attrition. That one's wounded. Unable to fly back up in time. Your Mounted Knights, quick to react after the last one. They've kind of learned to judge its flight pattern. Strike back at it. Swiping through, putting some big gashes through its underbelly. All right. Leo.
Injured one, and he's going to attack the one with the attrition.
All right.
Let's see here. Oh.
Definitely not enough. So this one, as it takes the hit from the Mounted Knights, it coils in pain, but that coiling in reaction causes it to actually rapidly dodge out of the way of your spearmen unknowingly, but it does dodge. All right, Rick. Woof. Same. Spears go to strike, and the large Raki somehow dodges out of the way of that one, flying too high for your spears to reach.
We're rolling really bad.
I know, jeez.
Really like dog shit, and they're getting crits.
Well, get him out of the way in this first battle before, later on, right? Sam.
Killed him. Oh.
Oof. From bad to worse, oh no. Another strike misses. This one, a couple of your units actually drop their weapons. And I'm going to say with that, go ahead and roll me a morale check. So trying to be 11 or above, roll me a personality.
Not a strong suit. Not terrible. Hey.
Ooh, just what you needed. So you can tell some of the units are shaking, their weapons almost dropping from their hands as the fight goes on. They're getting a bit more frightened as some of their fellow units have been strucken down. And these massive creatures just in their faces now, just starting to terrify them. But you are able to rally them and keep them in the battle.
Hold your ground.
I think we're up to Tom, right?
Yeah, I'm going to try and turn unholy again. I'm going to say, flee before the righteousness of Justica, foul creatures.
All right.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oof. All right. Unable to seem to fend these things off. They seem to not be caring about your chance of Justica. Maybe they don't believe that you truly do have the approval of Justica and are unaffected by your chants and your prayers.
Well, definitely we do not have the favor of the three fates anyway, based upon our dogshit rolls.
Right?
But yeah.
Zavin, you're up.
I don't know. Would the other units be able to hear me, like if I was yelling, or is it the battle's too
Yeah,
loud?
I would say so.
I'm just gonna call out to the guys in front that the Thanes have been captured. We need to kill these two units before they escape. And then launch a spell at the closest one in the back there.
Okay.
That has one of the leaders, I suppose.
You got it.
Yeah.
13, that's again +2, right, for your spelling? So 15. Yeah. I think you are just under, so you're still at a negative there. So 15, not enough. So your spell goes wide as the Raki...
What's he need to have?
For him, he needs a 20 to cause damage.
Oh, okay. Man, that's crazy. I can't burn 5. I could burn... No, that would be 3. Could you have 1 to burn? Can you spell burn and do something like that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you absolutely can. You could either burn luck or kind of like, spell burn if you wanted to. 1 point.
I can burn 2 to give him 4.
Okay. Yeah, I can burn.
My luck's all gonna be gone.
Burn a stamina. Sure, a stamina.
Okay. All right, we'll put that up to then the spell does seem to find purchase. Looks like it's going to go wide, but you're able to somehow redirect it in air and cause it to slam into the side of the Raki, flying away with one of the Thanes.
It was magic missile.
Magic missile.
That's why it rewrote it.
Yep. Striking in,
nice.
The bolt smacking against it, and you see it cause damage, and it causing, again, pushing it down towards the ground as it was trying to fly away. All right. Then with that, we are up to the top of the round, or sorry, the top of the order anyway. So the Raki are going to go. They are going to move forward. And then again, both of them are going to open a portal, fly through it, and reappear on the other side of the fight up front as they are beginning to flee away with the Thanes. Then, going from top to bottom again, this one up here on the hills is going to go ahead and attack the Spearman units. That is a 15, which I think just hits. Yep. So 15 is just enough to cause attrition for them. Striking through, several of the spearmen go down. All right, next one again versus the Mounted Knights. That is a 15, which is just going to miss. The Mounted Knights again able to maneuver and block the attack as it comes through. All right, Tom Spearman. That is an 8. That one's going to miss. Your rallying prayers to Justica seem to have rallied up your troops enough to be able to block away the attack coming in from the Raki. And the last is a 9, going to miss as well as the spearmen bring up their spears and knock away the massive sword as it swings towards them. So it looks like defensively, you guys aren't doing too bad there at the moment. All right, and the last 2 units are going to begin moving forward out of the camp, trying to chase down. I'll say these bowmen here are going to attack the Raki up here on the hill. Nope, not able to land any attacks as they move forward, still trying to shake from the attacks that just happened and unleashing a volley of arrows. They all go wide and miss the Raki. All right, with that, Abstract, you're up.
Okay, let's see if we can take these guys out.
Take them out.
Do it.
A 14, not gonna hit. Oh, yeah, plus that. 15, still misses.
And it takes a 20?
For
Is that right?
sorry, was that Spearman or that was Spearman, right? Or the Mounted Knights?
No, nice.
Mounted Knights, they have. Well, they need at least a 16 to actually hit, and then to cause like damage, because they're positive. 16 would cause damage. So they're at 15. They need
And
one more.
they're at a 15?
Yep. Oh, you know what? Stop that. They're 16 because they have flanking units. I forgot to add the additional +1 for having units on either side of them. So just enough to hit. You strike down this Raki. It comes swooping in for another attack, and your mighty warriors on their mounted steeds raise their swords and bat away its attack and swipe through its lower limbs and strike it down, it crashing to the ground with a mighty roar.
Awesome.
All right, good attack from Abstract. Did you want to move or you're staying there?
After the thing.
The thing is, like, I get extra hit value if I can figure out a way to travel more than half of my movement, so 2 or more spaces. So if I chase now, then I might not be able to use that special.
They'll fly away from you though.
They'll fly away from me, but I have to guess how much they're gonna fly away because they've been moving at like a 1 or like a 2.
Just in these last ones, he'll probably move at least 3, using his full movement.
Okay, then
He'll be across a river soon too.
Then I'll move here.
Okay. All right, then with that, Leo.
Can my guys move up 2 to charge this one?
Yeah, you can attempt to get there.
To the thing! Come on.
I'll say if you hit, you slow them down. 13. That is not enough. They seem to
Charging
be
plus
just too
flanking?
high to attack.
Oh, wait. Did that give me an extra 2 for charging?
Oh, +2. It did not add that, so that'd be 15. And then you're next to the Mounted Knights. That puts you at 16. So 16 is exactly what you need to hit.
Yes.
A 16 doesn't cause any attrition to him, so it doesn't take any damage, but I'll say you slow him down 1, so instead of moving 3 hexes, he'll only move 2 hexes on his turn.
Okay.
All right. Then with that, Rick. Rick's spearman units. Which Rick's is fire shield. So up here, okay, you're attacking the one up on the hill. Got it. Okay. That is a 9. That is not enough to hit. All right, Sam.
Oh man.
Oof. Attack's just going. You're getting all these bad rolls out of the way. So 9 is going to miss. Tom.
Let's see. Can I swing around here without taking damage, like reel around?
Yeah, I could say so. As your units begin
All
to
right.
swing around.
I'm going to try and turn unholy again. But the idea would be to try and make them disrupt them.
Okay.
If that's not going to work, then I'll try a word of command. But anyway, I will try and turn unholy. All right. Let's see whether this will actually work.
A 16. And these are technically 10 hit die. So no effect.
Right.
Doesn't seem to affect these guys.
All right. Okay. That will. Oh, but I can still make an attack.
I'll say yeah. Your spearman units can make one attack as well. And these guys just don't seem to care about Justica at all.
That just hovered on the 20. God damn it.
Oh yeah. Unable to land an attack, unaffected by your cries for Justica, it does not seem to pay any mind to you as it is rapidly trying to fly away, carrying one of the Thanes. All right, Zabin.
I'm gonna round over here, and can I try to hit the? That should be in range, right?
Yeah, I'll say yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay. The last damage spell that I have this day.
Yes.
Ooh, good roll. 23 plus 2 puts you up to 25, right?
Yeah.
All right, 25 versus that guy is going to be enough. You see this one taking damage, and the spell flies over the knights and the spearmen, striking into the back. The creature begins to crash towards the ground. The Thane falling out of its hand just before it crashes to the ground. Thane, poof, and rolling across the ground. Looks like he's dazed, maybe unconscious, as the large Raki crashes to the ground with a mighty roar, sliding to a stop. Dead.
Yep.
All right, good save on that one. All right, at the top of the next round here, all of the Raki are going to go. This first one is going to fly its full movement, attempting to get over the river. It gets to the river, not quite fully moving over. All right, and it used its 2 portals already, so it cannot portal again today. All right, Raki are all going to go from top to bottom against the spearmen. Oof, natural 20. Those spearmen are wiped out, and the Raki will then move towards the mage. All right. Next Raki is going to attack Tom's flanking units, who swung around it. That is a 19. That is going to hit, and Tom's squad is knocked out. And Tom is
I wish
knocked
I had healed them instead.
All right. Then the last one versus the spearmen down below. That is a 12. Is going to miss the last set of spearmen. All right. With that, we are back on to abstract.
Okay, he'll charge down. We'll charge down behind this one.
That other one trying to escape has got another guy. If you guys can.
Which one? The one further down?
That one.
The one to the east, the one next to the river. He's the one that took one of the Thanes. So he's got a Thane in his arms too.
Charge.
Okay, sorry.
Yep, and that's enough to add your special there.
Okay, so that's +2 to hit value.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll the attack. We'll add an additional 2, and then we'll add your D die. So 14 so far.
Come on.
just enough to hit, a 16.
Awesome.
So that will give it attrition. So this one is wounded. All right, Leo.
On a charge?
Sorry, was that?
Can I make it to this guy down here on a charge?
I'll say yeah. You can just make it there. With the mounted knights hitting it and striking it, it caused it to come down just within your range. By the time your spearmen charge, they're running forward, trying to get to it before it crosses the river. By the time they get there, they're almost too tired to swing their spears at full height and are unable to land a blow on the Raki.
I can't roll for anything tonight.
All right, Rick.
Am I like unconscious, or do I?
I'll say that your units are you're knocked a bit dazed, but you're able to get up and call out to those bowmen.
All right. Then yeah, I'll try to get them dude on the mages.
All right.
If you move up beside, you get a +1.
16 is enough to hit, though. So 16. But the bowmen are a bit weaker, so a 16 is enough to hit. So I'll give the Raki a -1 on its next attack, but they do not take any attrition. All right. Sam.
Alright. We're gonna move up one. And attack.
All right.
Finally.
Nice. There we go. So 21, 24, 25 versus that guy. Is going to cause his damage. As your spearmen move to position, they get into a better flank, all able to land a blow on this massive creature. And brings this creature down. This one's going to be unable to fly away for a couple rounds. All right. That was Rick, right? So Sam?
That was me.
That was you? Okay, so Tom. Tom, getting back to his feet, dazed a little bit. By himself there, you see one of the Raki next to you injured. So you're kind of in this tree area.
Can I make a run? I would like to try and call a word of command to the Raki that is a unit that is carrying away the Thane.
Okay, I'll move your actual token now. Get to about there. And from there you can try the word of command.
All right, let me try it. Let me try this. So...
Oh!
All right, all I'm doing is just praying for my fallen congregation, so...
All right, yep. Next 10 minutes you spend just like, oh, I've lost the favor of Justica, and you collapse to your knees and holding the shield speaking back to you in prayers, and you are going to spend the next 10 minutes trying to atone and recover for the units you've lost. All right, Zavin.
I don't have any damaging spells left. Actually, if I try to move away from this guy, is he gonna do?
Yeah, he's moving into melee with you. He hasn't technically attacked you, and you haven't attacked him, so I don't think you're actually in melee yet. You're not engaged in combat. He's just moving towards you, so you can move if you need to.
Okay, yeah, I'll move up my 3 squares, and then I don't know if Flaming Hands, my damaging spell that I have, would reach at this distance, because I can't compare
It's fine. We'll
spell
say,
distance.
depending on how you roll, we'll determine if it reaches far enough. You
Okay,
feel you're within range.
Will these will my mage buddies here help me with the spell?
Yeah, I'll say you can add their +4.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your spell check, and we'll add 4 to it.
Sorry, my character sheet is gone MIA here. So I got to do some mercurial stuff with this one. So I'll do that roll. Okay, there we go. So that is a field of wheat. Just grows as I'm trying to cast a spell.
All right.
And then, no, you roll a d16 on this one instead of a d20.
All right. So yeah, just roll the d20, roll a d16, add 2, or add 6. So d20 plus 6.
Well, it's
Sorry,
d16.
d16 plus 6. Yep. Nice. That's technically a crit. Yeah, that's technically a crit. So yeah, I'd say your spell goes off. The mage units around you, channeling with you, are able to cause your flaming hands to grow, reach further than they normally would, fly over the knights and the spearmen, and strike down this Raki, who falls just at the edge of the river. The Thane falling out of his hand, almost falling and landing into the river as it crashes to the ground. The Thane still in the creature's hand, in the river, underneath the water, possibly going to drown if we don't get there in time to rescue it. All right, good strike on that one. And, a field of wheat is good because it's all covered in snow. So suddenly the snow around you begins to melt, and wheat field just sort of sprouts and grows around you as the spell goes off. All right, up to the Raki. That was good timing because the Raki would have been gone on that next one. So you saved the Thanes. These other Raki are going to, none of them have teleported. They are all going to see that this battle is kind of going sideways, and they are going to disappear. And they are going to teleport away from the battle. And then they're going to take their movement to begin to fly away. So the only one that's going to be still within range, possibly to attack, is this one. But it is on the other side of the river, which cannot be crossed unless you go down to the actual, bridge crossing. So the first two get away. The last one there, still within range. And with that, I think someone's already controlling the bowmen. The spearmen are going to move up, try to flank next to here. And we're on to abstract.
Seems like kind of hopeless to chase after them. So
I could say if you want to, at this point, use your actual character and try to attack him with your longbow, you can, if you want to try.
Okay, I'll try that.
So 10, unable. Oh, you can give you the +1, 11, still unable. Your arrow flies across the river, but this thing flying a little bit too fast. The fact that it kind of teleported and appeared sporadically and then moved, you weren't able to quite track it fast enough, and your arrow flies wide, unable to land.
What did he need?
For him, since it's himself attacking, he rolled a 10. He would need at least another 6.
Yeah, I don't have that. Well, yeah, okay. What the hell? I'm burning down to 3. He can have 6 points.
6 points. All right.
Do it.
That arrow is going to fly true then and goes between the creature's wings, hitting it right in the back of its grotesque head. And you see this one collapse down and crash into the ground on the other side of the river before it's able to get to the tree line and fly away, as the other two fly off into the distance and disappear. All right. We'll go down to the next round, which is Leo. So as a reminder, one of them crashed here.
Yeah, my guys are going to move down and try to save the thing.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll me a strength check, basically. You can roll it with your character if you want. Actually, you kind of have
Okay, I have a 10, so it doesn't matter.
An 8. All right, you get there and you begin trying to struggle and pull this massive creature's arm out of the water, but it looks like on your own you're not quite able to do it right away. So with that, Rick.
Guess we'll catch up a little.
Yeah, your bowmen aren't quite going to be able to get up to the river to help. Plus, you might not even know what's going on from that far back there. Sam. I'll go ahead and kind of open it up at this point. So is everybody going to go kind of help get this Thane out of the water and recover the other Thane here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say over the next like less than a minute, you guys are able to charge forward. As you see these things go off, you know the urgency to get here and help this Thane out. So I'll say that Sam is going to be the first one to get there. So go ahead and give me a strength check as well. 17 and the 8 to start. I'll say that's enough. You guys are able to pull the Thane out, still gripped in this creature's hand. You take a minute or two to pry its fingers open and get the Thane out, and he coughs up the liquid that he was just about to drown, and you're able to get him to safety, and then he collapses basically unconscious. So both of the Thanes that you rescued seem to be quite injured and unconscious, but breathing and alive. All right, everybody go ahead and add 4 experience for that battle.
Excellent. I will construct a monument to the dead martyrs of Justica, the spearmen who died.
All right, go ahead and roll me a personality.
Okay.
Justica hasn't seemed to respond too well yet. You feel like you're in her presence again. You're kind of feel like her eyes are kind of upon you again, but the connection isn't that strong at this moment.
I must have sinned greatly.
All right. As the battle comes to an end and you bring the injured Thanes back to the camp, all of the units starting to recover. They're trying to find their fallen comrades that may still be alive, tending to the wounded and bringing them back to the camp. The atmosphere in the camp is somber and kind of everyone seems to be a bit frightened and scared and not sure if they should be here, if they should return to their homes and their families. But Lord Jansen calls you to his tents. He praises you for your valor in the battle to fend off these creatures, and tells you that he intends to organize the remaining warriors to pursue the creatures back to the eastern forest, though it will take several days to ready the clan to begin their march. Given the decimated state of the army, Jansen asks you to follow a special assignment. He wants you to travel to the village of Grain to rally the missing eastern clans to rejoin the army as it marches towards the origin of these creatures. All right, so basically he has now tasked you with going to the east to a village. You are aware kind of where it's at, but due to the inclement weather and the kind of corruption seeping out of where these creatures are coming from, the land is not as easy to travel as normally it would be. And yeah, you're supposed to go find where these eastern clans are and why they have not made it back to join.
Can we get like a 5-minute bow break?
Yep, I was going to say this is perfect timing to take a quick break. So we'll give it about 5 minutes or so everybody can go get something to drink. I need to get something to drink. Bio
Sounds
break,
great.
and we will be back. It's 8:47 right now, so we'll just say 8:55. We'll just round it up to 8:55.
Okay.
Great.
Looks like we are all back.
Yep.
All right. So, you guys are able to recover. The units themselves have probably lost about half of the units that were here. And the remaining Thanes basically start rallying their troops. Again, Lord Jensen prepares to lead everybody to the east to follow these Thraki that have gotten away, head back towards the source of this corruption, this evil, and find a way to stop it. You guys are tasked with finding the other eastern clans and bringing them to join the fight at the front. And as you do so, we move over to the map of the Eastern Valley of Delur. So here you can see we have a party token that lists basically where you guys are going to be starting from. This is the fell that you are starting at. And I believe everybody should have visibility on this map as well.
Black.
No.
Black screen.
As far as how much time has passed?
Since the battle, I would say the battle itself probably took maybe half a day, and then recovering. So basically, the next day is when you guys are going to be setting off.
Okay, so
right. I'll say for halflings and thieves can recover 1 luck.
okay.
I spell burn to stamina too. Does that come back?
Yeah, from the 1 rest, yeah, you can take that back.
And my disapproval range goes down by 1, right?
Yep.
Goes back to 1.
Yep, back to 1. Yep. Let me see what you guys can see. You guys should have. Oops. That's probably why.
Here a little bit.
All right, there's a party token. Let me make sure you all have access to the party token. Yeah, everybody should be observers, so you all should. All right, so now can you guys see the one little party token and the area that the party token can see?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you know that the village that you're trying to get to is to the southeast. So there are a couple different paths you can take. As you're looking at the map, you can see some dotted lines. Those are the rough paths that are generally taken, kind of the roads. But with the inclement weather, they are not as easy to traverse as would be normally. So it slows you down a little bit. So we do want to head to the southeast. So you got a couple different roads you can see. One leads directly to the east, one leads to the south. Crossing rivers. The rivers are very, very cold, especially right now with this unnatural winter, and too wide to necessarily swim across. So you're only able to cross the rivers at the little bridges.
Yeah, we get across the 2 bridges while we know we have them, because we might get, further south and not be able and have to go east and not be able to cross the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Did anybody hear anything in the camps that would be of use? We should watch out for riders on hellish mounts in this forest.
We need to take provisions because supposedly all the animals have left the eastern forest and no light falls beneath the canopy of trees, so we might need light as well.
There's always light where Justica's justice is, and I shall make my sun gleam sunshine, or make my shield gleam sunshine.
All right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, let us get some provisions.
All right. Let's say I'll have each of you roll a d6. And that's, you can add that many rations to your inventory. All right. And if since your character tokens aren't on the map, up in the top right, you'll see a little icon. Looks like a little person. Click on that. You'll see a folder that says PCs. If you open that up, you'll see all of your characters. So you can just double click on your character and go into equipment, and you can edit the rations to add however many rations you rolled.
Ray's a friggin' food hoarder. I already had 7. I took a week's worth of rations and I just rolled a 6. So I've got 13 days worth of rations.
What? Where was that?
So
The character
find
check-in?
your character. On the right, where we have the chat box, up at the top of that, you'll see a little icon that looks like a little person. That's your actors tab. If you click on that, you'll see a folder that says PCs.
Oh, got it.
Can I try to swipe a little bit of extra feed for my donkey too?
Go ahead and roll me a luck. Yeah, I'll say you find some feed, and I'll say you find 5.
Thanks.
Okay. So then, are we clicking something on our character sheets for that? Are we just rolling a regular D6 rollover in the chat?
Just a regular D6
Okay.
to see how much food you find, or able to gather. So 3 more rations for you.
3. So yeah, and I'd already got some before we did the battle, so I now have 10.
Yeah, so with all the soldiers that were lost during the battle, there seems to be a little bit more food than was needed at this time. Lord Jansen orders that you are all given some additional provisions as you're being set off on your own to go find the Eastern clans. And you are provided these extra rations.
But what's the deal with water and water skins and stuff?
I'll say the water goes coincide with your rations there.
Okay.
Not to mention there's snow everywhere, so when you camp at night,
That's
you
what I
can
was-
always melt some additional snow and get some water that way as well.
Don't melt the yellow snow.
Nope. All right. So that Delur's Eastern Valley is less settled and more remote than the populous West. Bound by ice-covered mountains to the north and south, most of the inhabitants live on small farms scattered throughout the plains near the eastern forest. Only a few larger hamlets consisting of mostly a few hundred people, the largest being the village of Grain. Normally, the paths used by trade wagons would offer slow but safe passage to Grain this time of year, but with the unnatural advent of winter, any such roads are unreliable, and much of the journey will require the party to travel overland through the wilderness. All right, so moving through here, a hex is about 3 miles. I would say we can probably travel because of the inclement weather and things, unless there's something else slowing us down. Probably roughly, I'd say probably about 6 hexes per day, roughly. I also don't want it to take too awfully long. So about 6 hexes per day is what you're going to be able to travel with the snow-covered ground. So with that in mind, you guys gather up your additional rations, you gather up your supplies, and you begin to set out towards the village of Grain. Where would you like to go?
Want to go this way? East? Cross that bridge?
Yeah.
All right, so 1, 2, 3. You get to the bridge. You cross the bridge to the other side. As we cross across, each day we're going to be rolling to see which kind of encounters come up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start from the bottom this time. Zavin, go ahead and roll me 3d6. 8. With an 8, as you cross the bridge and begin heading east, an bitter cold begins to blow in as a blizzard begins to flow in from the east. The driving heavy clouds and snow with it. For the next day, your vision is reduced by about 30 feet and travel speed is halved. So you've already traveled 4. I'll say you get to travel 1 more square today before you have to make camp. Making camp for the night, it is quite bitter and cold. There's not really many places out here to find shelter from the cold, so you're forced to kind of huddle together near some small bushes. Again, still covered in snow, so it's a rough night of camping. I'll say that those who need to recover anything, so luck and such, go ahead and roll me a luck score currently, and if you roll under, you can recover your luck. If not, you're unable to recover your luck overnight as it is so bitter cold. Archibald, was that under your luck?
Well, are you talking about my base luck or my current luck?
Current luck. Yeah, your luck score goes against your current luck.
So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to roll below that.
All right, Sam?
I did not make it.
Okay, so yeah, the bitter cold, you guys are unable to warm yourselves and feel any of your luck recovering. Luck seems to be going against you currently as you begin your travels east, and this blizzard is just blowing down upon you guys. I'll say additionally, it's going to double your rations for this camp as you need to eat a bit more in order to maintain yourself. So 2 rations for this day of travel. All right, as you guys wake in the morning, not getting much sleep, the blizzard seems to be at the back end of it. It's still blustering and cold, but it does seem like maybe within a little bit of travel, you can be out of the blizzard. So you guys begin to continue traveling east. So normally, what did I say, 6 squares a day? So I'll say you travel two squares, which would have been 4, before you get to the end of the blizzard and you're able to be out of it. So you have another 2 squares of travel. Do you guys want to follow the road?
Yeah, I think we should follow the road, or maybe till we get on the other side of those hills anyway.
Okay. So I'll say you're able to follow through these hills here, little small valley that you guys end up passing through. Tom, go ahead and roll me 3d6.
That's either really good or really bad.
With a 6, somehow out of this blinding cold, the snow, you find a creature that seems to have found its way outside of its normal habitat, as a giant carnivorous toad comes leaping at you guys.
Snow toad!
Right? I'm going to say this creature, because it is a toad, is going to have rolling down on the D for all of its attacks because it is cold and it is trying to find food. All of the, as you've heard, a lot of the creatures and animals to the east have vanished for some reason. So apparently this toad is looking for food outside of its normal habitat, helping to make that rumor seem like it's very true.
Frog legs!
We should be
Code, we're looking for food too.
All right. Just to start here, what do you guys say your party order is? Like, who would be leading the party?
I think Paris should be close to the front.
Okay.
If not in the front.
I think Archibald wants to be in the middle somewhere so he doesn't get lost in the snow. He's got someone to kind of watch out for him.
Okay.
Jake's a warrior, so he'd be up near the front probably.
All right.
Ray's a wuss, so maybe back or second to back.
Needs would be kind of close to the front, so he can heal those who are wounded in the service of justice.
Okay, perfect. All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and roll to see kind of how
Jeez,
on top of
man.
it. This guy rolled well on the initiative, so I'll say he's going to kind of surprise. So he's going to attack who's at the front, which is Abstract right now. He's going to make one attack against you as this creature, which you would not expect to see in a snowy area like this, comes leaping out. You're kind of caught off guard by it as it leaps out at you. That is a 14 against your AC.
Is it roll? You're rolling down on the.
Oh, yep, sorry. I got to roll down. So good call. So he has a +2. That is going to be a 16. +2.
My luck would be.
Thank you for that. 12 versus
miss.
Abstract.
Yeah, that misses Parrish.
Misses. So as this toad leaps out, its tongue trying to come out and attack at you and grab you, but in the cold, it moves too slow and you're able to react and dodge out of the way. Go ahead and everybody can just go ahead and roll initiative as normal, but give me just a second. I'm going to put you all on the map. Actually, no, because you guys it'll mess things up. Can I add you to combat? No. Everybody just go ahead and roll initiative, and we'll do the same thing we've been doing. Highest initiative is where we start.
It's gonna roll 20.
I still thought I had an 18, but that was a 4. The die was a little cocked.
You're not terrible.
All right. Well, we got a natural 20 on there, so Jorn is going to be going first. And I forgot.
Yeah, that's Ray. That's Ray.
Ray going first. All right. So we're starting with Ray, and we'll go around the order as normal from there. So Ray, you get to start out.
I guess I'll draw my bow. Oh wait, I could have rolled a. Yeah, I was gonna say I guess I should have rolled a d16, but if I'm using a bow, but I don't know if I would have had it out. I don't know how that would work.
I'd say you're fine. Just pull. You can pull the bow at this point, as after your initiative, you're fine.
Alright, so yeah, pull the bow, give it a shot.
I don't want to take your natural 20 from you since we've been rolling so terribly so far.
Like that.
Right, there you go. 3, your arrow in the bitter cold. You try to prepare it and let loose, but your fingers bit tight. Let loose too early, and the arrow goes flying over the toad's head, unable to land a strike. All right, Sam.
For the axe. I'm going to swing my axe, and with my deed, I'm going to try to chop one of its limbs, hack at one of its limbs.
All right.
Oh, never mind.
Your weapon comes loose in your hands. You quickly try to grab it, but your grip is disrupted. You take a -2 penalty on your next attack rolls. As you go to attack, again, your fingers cold, unable to get a strong grasp on your weapon as it slips almost completely out of your hands trying to make that attack. Oof, not a good start. Tom.
Let's see. I shall. Yeah. Should I just hit it? Yeah, I'll just hit it with a warhammer. And continuing the tradition of dogshit rolls.
A 6. You go to strike, and it's just a glancing blow off of the creature. Its thick hide seems to reflect that damage and doesn't take any actual harm from that strike. Zavin.
All right, I'm gonna try to shoot it with my bow.
Six. The cold is just affecting this party so much, unable to land any strikes. This cold is just bearing down on you guys. Again, your bow, your arrow flies high. All right, we are up to the frog. So again here, I'm going to roll my D6 to see who he strikes against next. Still going against Abstract. That works out. Guy in the front. Another bite attack.
Hey,
Jesus.
Sorry, didn't roll
rolled
down.
down, though,
I
right?
have to roll down. Gotta remember that. All right.
Oh, dang.
And that is a crit on a 16. So an 18 is going to hit. Let's see. I don't think I have my monster table as a
Yes, that
roll
hits.
table. So 16. That's 1d6 of damage. So 4 points of damage against you. So you can go ahead and do that to your character sheet. And this is crit table monsters. A
Whoa.
devastating strike from this creature. The attack inflicts 1d16. Ouch.
Jesus.
No, I don't think he should be rolling at that high of a die. I think that's my issue.
Yeah, it's based on his hit
It's
dice.
based on his hit die, which is not as high as that. So let me do that one more time. My crit table monsters, and I'll just roll manually here. 4. Okay, so 4. You're disarmed. Your weapon lands 6 feet away. So on your next turn, you're going to have to move and grab your weapon as it knocks the weapon out of your hand, Abstract. All right.
All right, I guess that's what I do on my move.
All right.
On my turn.
I'll say, yeah, you can get to it, pick it up, and if you want to move back to it, you can, but you'll take your action to go pick up your weapon.
Yeah, I'll just pick up my weapon and sort of get back into position to attack it, but try and flank it maybe or something.
Okay. All right, Leo, you're up. Leo, you get there?
Any question? I was on mute. If I want to roll 2d16 plus 1, do I just have to do those like a d16 plus 1 and then do them twice?
Yeah.
Twice, or can I?
Yeah, because I don't think you can manually
Okay.
tell it to roll it twice and have 2 separate results.
Okay. All right. So there's first one is a 3. And the second one.
Your 2 strikes, you go in,
God.
trying to strike at this creature, but the large toad's mouth opens wide, its tongue coming out at you, throwing you off balance as you go to strike, and you swing wildly and miss. All right, Rick.
Yeah, I guess try to take another shot. It's -2 in melee, I guess, huh? Thought about that. Nice.
Oof. Another natural 1. Let's see. Do I have the fumble table up here? I do not, but I can go ahead and pull it up.
Got a D8.
I have to add this table to our rollable tables. I have not done that yet. Down to tables. Warrior, wizard, dwarf, halfling, luck scores, cleric, XPs. Where is it at? Fumbles, there it is.
I had a 6.
Alright, adding this to our rollable tables there. You had a 6?
Yep.
Alright, with a 6... Your weapon becomes entangled in your armor. You must spend your next round untangling them. In addition, your armor bonus is reduced by 1 until you spend 10 minutes refitting the tangled buckles and straps.
All right.
All right. Then next, sorry, I already lost where we're at. Was that Rick?
Yep.
All right, so Sam's up.
All right. I'm gonna give him the axe, but it's at -2 because of last time's fumble.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
Attack is not going well today, guys. All right. Again, going to strike this this large toad seems to have you at disadvantage here. You can see the hunger in its eyes as it licks its lips, throwing you off and making you uneasy. You kind of step back as you attack and swing and miss right in front of its face. All right, Tom.
Let's see. One of us has taken damage. So I shall pray to Justica, and hopefully she will actually listen.
Yeah.
Yes. So what's your alignment? And who was the one that was injured? It was
Lawful.
Was it abstract? You took damage, right?
Yeah, I took damage.
All right. Are you lawful as well?
No, chaotic. Sorry.
You're chaotic.
Oh.
All right. So, I mean, it's still 3 dice. So I would say you heal for 1 hit dice, because I think you only have 1 hit dice right now. So go ahead and roll your hit dice. So I think for you is a D12, right? Because you're warrior.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, Tom, you can roll it if you want to. Whichever way you would prefer. Either you could roll it, or you could have the character roll it.
Go ahead and roll it, Tom.
You know I'm going to roll a 1.
There we go. 7 healing back.
All right. Thank you.
All right, good.
Perhaps you should learn the error of your ways.
All right, Zavin.
No plans to at this time.
All right. So this thing's in scrapping melee now, so I'll still shoot, but it's at a -1. So, just take a -1 on the result here.
Got it. All right.
This would be a 17.
It looks like it already gave you a -1. Are you sure that puts you at like a -2 then, technically?
Oh, actually, yeah, no, I should have a +0 to hit. So.
Okay, so it already accounted for it. Cool. All right, so 18 is going to hit for 6 points of damage against this toad as this arrow goes straight into the side of its thick hide. All right, then with that, we're back up to the top of the party round. The creature is going to make a morale check to see if it stays to fight. It is quite hungry, so I'm going to add +1 to this. So 18, yeah, it's going to stay and fight. It is quite hungry, looking for food, and it sees you as a meal, and it has not seen anything else for quite a while, so it is going to stay and fight. So again, just everybody's been attacking it, so it is going to just lash out against the next person, which is Leo. I apologize again. That's supposed to be a D16. There we go.
I'll take that 10.
How about a 9?
That's even better.
9. You're able, as a party, able to stop this thing from actually landing any blows, and you block away its attack as it tries to bite at you. All right, Abstract.
Okay. With my weapon in hand, I'm going to try and flank it and attack the backside.
I'll give you a +1 as you move around like that.
Okay. Sorry, it's really lagging for me right now. I might need to refresh, but I'm always afraid to do that.
I'm getting new internet tomorrow. I'm very excited.
Nice. All right, so minus your deed die, because we said -1, puts you at an 18. That is going to hit for an additional 6 points of damage. And the creature looks quite wounded at this point. slashing through. You see a deep cut across its side and another arrow sticking out of its thick hide. It looks quite wounded. At this point, it's basically its terror and hunger are starting to be replaced with fear itself. It is looking quite frightened. All right, Rick.
I'll untangle my bow.
Yeah, you spend your round untangling the bow that got caught in your armor there. All right, Sam.
Here we go with the axe.
So 15, a 15 just hits for another 11 points of damage. This mighty blow striking right through the center of the frog's giant head. And you see it go limp, its tongue hanging out of its mouth as it collapses to the ground. This large, grotesque toad now lays dead at your party's feet.
Yay!
And for that one, everybody gets 1 XP.
Wait, what do we get?
1 XP.
Okay, cool.
1 dead giant toad.
Oh, let's make camp here and eat a giant toad.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so you guys gonna make camp. It's just at the
Hard
bottom
work
of these
tonight.
hills. I would say as you come out down through this valley, you do find a spot on the edge of the valley that has like a small inset kind of rock formation that blocks probably 2/3 of the wind. So you're able to have a slightly better camp this night. The campfire you set up is able to keep you a bit warmer. So you're able to recover luck and your your spell burn and stuff like that as you normally would.
Pull a Han Solo and cut its belly and climb inside.
I was gonna say, has anybody got like a hunter-ish background that would lend itself to skinning? We could have some frog skin. Maybe make some water skins out of it or something. Or a tent. It was a pretty big toad.
We got a dyer, we got a glass blower, we got a fortune teller, we've got a mendicant, we've got a weaver, and we've got a mendicant. So 2 mendicants, 2 beggars basically. Doesn't seem like anybody out of the party has too much experience with hunting and skinning.
Mm-mm.
All right. As you camp overnight, is there anything that you guys would like to do?
No.
No, yeah.
But Archibald has 3 yards worth of fabric, so he's going to kind of bundle up in that for overnight.
All right. Perfect. All right. Well, then, you guys camp through the night, and the bitter cold fended off by the rock formations at the end of this valley, and the small kind of partial cave that you were able to find, and your night goes through fairly comfortable relative to the prior night, sleeping in the middle of the open in a blizzard. You wake up the next morning ready to go, so you guys can go ahead and remove 1 ration as you guys camped overnight.
We're gonna eat the frog.
Oh, we're going to eat the frog,
Okay,
yeah.
If you guys cut up the frog and stuff like that, let's say whoever wants to do that, go ahead and roll me just, we'll say it's kind of like either intelligence or agility, whichever way you would like to roll for that.
Somebody else for me.
Who wants to roll?
I will roll.
There's the first roll. There it goes.
But is this just
That's fine. Just
for
like
anyone who ate the frog?
no, this is just for whoever's going to chop it up. So for 13, I'd say that's enough that you guys are able to chop it up enough to get, a nice hearty meal for each of you. And the rest of it will go to waste. No way to dry it or preserve it as you travel on.
Let's bury it so on the way back it's frozen.
You guys can do that, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's do that. Try to mark it some way. So maybe we'll be able to find it in the snow on the way back.
All right. Okay, if you guys want to try to do that, go ahead and somebody else roll me an intelligence check to see if you can figure out a way to mark it and remember where it was.
Do you want me to do that one? Has anybody got a better than +1?
Yeah,
Nice.
18. Yeah, you feel pretty confident you're going to be able to find this thing on the way back. You make a little like cross picket sign, almost like you're marking a grave, and you take note of the surrounding land formations, and make a mental note. And with a set 18, feel very confident that you'll remember exactly where this is off the path.
The cave between two hills.
All right. As we continue traveling east, you guys want to continue traveling along the road. It is getting harder and harder to track the road as you guys continue forward.
When should we turn south?
Maybe we should turn southeast, start heading diagonal.
Yeah.
Does this road lead to where we're going specifically?
Can I pray to Justica to guide our path?
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
What does my shield tell me?
Go ahead and roll a performance. Or, sorry, yeah, performance, right? Yeah.
Personality?
Personality. 12. You get the sense that you are roughly heading in the direction. You're not heading in the wrong direction, necessarily. But you don't really get any kind of clear, precise direction on where you should be heading. Alright, so you guys head around the edge of the valley and want to begin to turn south slightly?
Yeah.
So, what's visible is that? Can we tell what that is? Like,
yeah. So you have the hills, kind of that you just came out of the valley, kind of thing. Up ahead of you, you can see what looks like it's possibly a little bit of like swamp or marshland.
I say we stick to the road.
You want to stick to the road?
Road would be quickest to travel.
I don't want to get through that swamp.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. I guess it's the road for us.
Alright, so you stay up on the road for now. So you travel half your day. The road, as I said, is getting harder and harder to track and follow. I need somebody to roll me an intelligence check. And you're trying to roll over a 12 right now. Leading the party.
Yes.
18, 19. Yeah, you're able to track the road and keep their party on the path. So you guys continue traveling your way. Go ahead and Sam, roll me 3d6.
Oh wait, I thought I hit 3. Well, here.
Oh yeah. Roll 3d6. You did the d6 plus 3. Just click on the d6 3 times. Or you can do it one more time and we'll take those rolls. There you go. There's a new one.
There.
All right, a 12. Nothing seems to happen. It's a quiet travel day as you guys continue along your way. So one more. You'll get to about here as you begin to come up to the edge of the marsh and the path that leads through it. All right, at the edge of the marsh, you guys want to make camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That time, yeah.
All right,
Not
so
going
this
through the marsh at night.
day went pretty smooth. This time, as you make camp, there isn't anywhere to really find cover. As you start to come towards the marsh, it's pretty flat lands out here. No caves, no big hills, no trees to find cover under. So again, in the bitter cold, it's going to be a bit of a rough night. So I'm going to go ahead and have those who need to recover luck, again, roll a luck roll to see if you're able to recover your luck overnight. And I think the spell burn, you're good, right? You recovered your 1 already?
Yeah.
Okay. 13, I'm assuming that's a fail.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else need to recover luck? No.
Man, I really thought we were going to have a couple days after that big battle to rest in the camp before we did anything.
Nope. The camp immediately began to set foot out to where the this evil seems to be coming from, and it's a dire. You need to get to this other eastern clans and rally those forces to come assist. All right, I'm gonna have Rick for this night roll 3d6 as you're out in the open camping. An 8. The cold, bitter blizzard begins to blow in again. Again, you guys are going to go through 2 rations overnight as you need a little bit more food to sustain yourself against the bitter cold and the blizzard that rolls in.
Down to 1 ration.
Okay. I've got some. I have like 6 left. So if we get to that point, I can share.
All right. You wake in the morning, the blizzard's still blowing and dumping just additional snow on top of you, making the path even harder to find. So as you set off in the morning, I need another intelligence check this time versus a 14. Actually, 13. We'll say 13. I'm going to go up by 1. An 11. You lose the path. I'm going to go ahead and the same person, go ahead and roll me a d12. This will be like kind of which direction you head off in on a clock face. A 9. So you begin heading back down this direction, unable to find the path. I'll let you go ahead and keep rolling to see if you can figure out which direction you head. So another d12. A 6. So you're going to head straight down. All right. At this point, you tell me, do you want to keep trying to follow the path this way? Do you want to just try to pick a direction and head that direction? Or do you want to try to find your way back to the road?
Let's just find our way east out of the. Keep heading east till we get out of this swamp.
Okay, sound like what you want to do?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys begin heading east. You guys, with the blizzard, it is quite difficult to figure out which direction east is, but with sun coming through the top of the blizzard, you're able to pick out that direction and begin heading east. So heading east at half speed for the day with the blizzard, you're going to get to about there in the marsh as you guys need to make camp again for the night. You find a spot that's a little bit raised up out of the really mushy, cold, frozen marsh that you guys can make camp on. There's a few like dead trees and things, so you're able to kind of build yourself a makeshift kind of wind barrier in order to make a small camp here overnight. So I will go ahead and have those who need to recover luck tonight are able to recover luck as the blizzard fades off as you guys get ready to make camp. All right, as you guys are making camp, is there anything that you guys want to do this night?
See if we can catch some extra food, like some frogs or fish or something.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay. Those of you who want to go out fishing and trying to find some food, go ahead and roll a luck check.
Luck.
Halfling's hungry.
Success for me.
Parrish success. Wayne, success. Archibald, is that a success for the 9?
No.
No? Okay. All right, anybody else going to try? There we go. 14's a fail.
I'll try a check. Just a luck check, right?
Yep.
That's
4
a success.
All right, so we've got 3 successes. Those who succeeded, just roll me a d4.
Nice.
All right, 6, 7, 8. So you guys find basically 8 rations worth. You find a couple fish that are almost like frozen underneath the ice of the some frozen parts of the marsh that you're able to get to. You find a couple, like a small rabbit somewhere that is digging around in the snow. But you guys are able to find about 8 rations worth of food that you can put together and cook for the night. So you'll eat the 6 and have 2 additional left over. You guys can distribute as you see fit.
Yeah, whoever's low.
All
But
right.
who had the least? Tom had them. Do you want to just take 2?
Yep, I'll take 2.
There you go. All right, as the night settles in and darkness comes over, you guys start to make camp. And with that, I need to do one thing here. All right, as the night goes in, is anybody going to go to sleep first?
I set up a watch. Is that, I think...
You absolutely can.
Yeah, Archibald will take first watch.
Okay. So Archibald takes first watch here in the marsh tonight. I would say, who is the first to fall asleep?
I will be. Rick.
Rick? Okay, so Rick is already asleep. I need everybody else to make me a will save.
It's kind of funny because that's like something I'm particularly good at.
Oh, I go up 1 dice. Is this related to anything that's unholy?
I'll say yes.
Okay, then I go up 1 dice.
Okay.
Or if it's magical sleep or paralysis, I'm immune to it.
Okay. So magical sleep and paralysis, you're immune to it. You don't have to worry about it. So anybody who rolled under a 10 and doesn't have something stopping them from falling asleep now falls asleep. Some strange feeling comes over you, and your eyes feel heavy and drowsy, and you suddenly just collapse unconscious for 3 hours. You are going to be unconscious. As this strange effect comes over you. Is anybody else still awake?
Yeah, I am.
Yep.
Me too.
And Needs is still up.
Archibald.
So about 3 of you guys are up. All right. Then with that, I'm going to say he wants to. So this creature here you're unaware of is going to go after, I think, Tom. Let's see. Who has the highest personality?
Probably the cleric.
I would assume so, huh?
I got a 13.
Yeah, so after Tom. So, Tom, are you still awake?
Still awake.
Still awake. Okay. Tom, you feel a strange paralysis starting to come over you, and your head begins to throb like crazy. I need a will save from you again. This time you're trying to beat a 15. You save against the effects. Something out in the darkness is trying to pry into your mind and affect you, but you're able to fend off Justica protecting you at this moment. All right, who else is awake?
Archibald.
Okay. So we got, just for my notes here, we have Leo's awake, Tom's awake, and I think Zavin, you're awake, right?
Yeah.
All right, the others are out cold asleep. As this effect comes over you, Tom, do you let anybody know?
I will cry out, "We are attacked by the unholy."
All right. Those of you who are awake, hear this call out and look around at the rest of your party and see the other members that are fast asleep. So with that, we'll go down the list then. So from Tom, we go down to Zavin. What would you like to do?
Try to slap awake some of these sleepy guys here.
All right. I'll let you go shake one person awake. You can choose who that is. You have Abstract, Rick, and Sam to shake awake.
We'll go with Abstract.
Abstract? Okay.
Huh? What?
Go ahead and let's see, because this is a magical sleep on them. Yeah, a violent shaking is enough. So you go up and you try to shake them lightly to see if they wake up, trying to be kind of quiet to not draw a lot of attention to yourself, and they don't seem to stir at all. Do you shake them more violently?
Yeah, like I said, I'm slapping him.
All right, you just start to shake him now and pull him up, and he comes out of his slumber, dazed a little bit and confused, but reawakened and is alerted to something going on. All right, with that then, from Zavin, we're up to the top of the round. I need Tom to go ahead and roll me another will save. Or, will save, yep. Ugh. With a 1, you are going to take... You're going to lose 3 points of personality temporarily, so...
God!
3 points of personality lost.
Well, that's brutal. I'm still a +1 to my rolls, but yeah.
All right. Then after that, we are on to Abstract. You are up. You still got 2 members of the party unconscious. And you see Tom suddenly shake violently and grab his head, and you see just a cry of pain on his face as something is affecting him.
And this is all happening. We still don't have any kind of visibility on where this attack is coming from or anything.
No one has begun to search.
Parrish will start to search.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a... I believe that would fall under the intelligence check.
Not his strong suit.
But a 15, not bad. You suddenly see what looks like a figure cloaked in white, very hunched low behind some rotting log to the side of the marsh. This hunched figure wearing a white robe.
I yell, a white robed figure tries to hide.
All right, so that'll be your action spent looking for this creature that is causing this. All right, Leo, you are up.
Archibald's going to take a handful of snow and rub it in the face of somebody who's still asleep and try to wake them up while looking to see if he can see this white robed figure.
Okay. Rick or Sam, who are you waking up?
I'll do Sam.
Sam? All right. So, Sam, you are awoken to a cold sensation on your face as snow is rubbed in your face and you're shaken awake. You wake possibly a bit upset at how you were woken up, but are quickly brought to attention of what is going on, and you see Tom writhing in pain, and you hear someone call out that there's someone hiding behind a log off to the side. So, Leo, go ahead and roll an intelligence check as well.
Intelligence check.
Yeah, from the direction you're given, you look over and you again see just kind of like the head of this creature peeking out from behind this log. All right, Rick, go ahead and just roll me a... We'll go Fortitude. I was gonna say ahead of time. You want to roll low on this one. Your sleep. You do not wake from. You're deep in slumber. So you stay asleep for this round.
All right.
Sam, you're up.
I'm gonna look to see if I can see this guy.
I would say from two people seeing it and spotting it, you're able to be pointed in its direction, so you can see where it's at. It's probably maybe 20 or 30 yards or 30 feet away from you guys.
I'm gonna rush it with that.
Okay. As you move towards it, it is dark, so you will be leaving the light of the campfire. So unless you have the infravision, you'll be rolling down on your dice.
I will. How do I change that on my thing, or do I just roll with the?
Just roll the d16 manually and add any modifiers you have.
Maybe 16 plus 2
Plus D3, right? Because you have a D
plus
die.
D3. I have a D die. There's that. There's a D die, right? Doesn't really matter. Can I see it?
And that was going to be plus something as well on top of that?
Not enough to count. So
That's
like,
count, yeah. So you go charging off into the darkness where this creature is, and you swing at the log, and it seems to move in an unnatural manner, almost spiritually, ghostly maneuver quickly as it dodges away from your attack. All right, Tom.
I'm going to try and turn unholy again, so. And I shall shout a command word and light my light up, so I will try and turn unholy.
All right.
Swap the dice.
Nice.
All right. This guy
Okay,
has
so that's 18.
four. This guy has 4 hit die.
So he's not affected.
No effect.
Burn some luck.
Oh, use luck?
Yeah.
All right. I will boost it by, let's see,
How much do you need?
Only need
Two.
1 point, right?
2 to get up to
I'll
20.
burn one to give you 2. So I'm back
Yep.
down to a 5.
Yep. So I turn 1.
All right. So this one guy will be turned and begin to flee.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Unless indicated, turned creatures receive a saving throw versus the turn check DC. A turned creature moves away, so it'll have a save on its turn to see if it can resist it. Okay. Then with that, and we'll make note that that was a 20 on the check. All right. Zavin.
Rick is still sleepy, right?
Rick is still sleepy.
Rick will not be sleepy, and we'll slap him too.
All right, slap Rick awake. Rick is brought to attention again abruptly and not in the most gentle of manner, waking up a bit upset as in this cold and bitter wasteland he had just found asleep when shaken awake. All right, you are brought quickly to attention of what is going on. All right, then with that, we are back up to the creature. So it will make I believe that was a will save, right? Yep, will.
Yep, against DC 20.
Fail.
26. This thing has a high will save.
Right.
It is going to try to back away from the person that attacked it, and then I need everyone to make me another DC 10 will save as it tries to put you back to sleep.
It seriously changed my roll when someone's die hit my die? Like, it changed it in the chat.
Did it?
Didn't it?
Yeah.
Reroll then.
Well, it was a 16. It was a 13 plus 3, but it was. I just was like, I saw it hit the die, and I looked over, and it actually changed it.
Oh, it shouldn't. That's weird.
Unless maybe I looked at the wrong thing. Actually, that's very possible.
Maybe something else popped up. It made it seem like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe I looked at the wrong die or something, since there was multiple flying out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So we've got Needs, Ray, Archibald, and Parrish have all rolled their will save. So we're looking like we're still waiting on 2 more.
I'm immune.
Oh, you're immune, so don't have to worry about it.
Wait, do I need to save?
Yep.
Which kind of save?
Will save. Trying to beat a 10. And 15. All right. So Parrish and Ray, you feel your eyes getting heavy again. On your turns, you can make another will save to fight it off before you are actually put to sleep. All right. And that will be its attack. So then with that, Abstract, you're up.
Did I fail my will save?
So make another will save right now to see if you can fight off the effects. You feel your eyes getting heavy again, and you feel like you're about to collapse back to sleep. You try slapping yourself around a little bit to see if you can wake yourself up, and that is enough to fight it off. So you can take your action as normal.
All right. I'm gonna charge in as well and try to attack this thing. Come on.
Can we see now because of the shield thing that lights up?
If Tom has lit his shield.
Yes, you can. Yes,
You have lit your shield?
I did light my shield. Yes.
Okay, so then it's a regular attack, right?
I'll say, has Tom started to kind of move that direction, or is he still at the center of camp?
I'll move that direction.
Okay, so yeah, he's moved enough that he's just at the edge of the light, so you can make a normal attack.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with Foundry, but it's not like a network thing. It's just completely, it's like there's a memory leak or something. It's just lagging.
Lagging for you?
Try a different browser next
Critical
time.
hit. Well, the lag is beneficial, apparently. 7 points of damage as the blow creams off the skull, deafening the foe for 1d6 days and inflicting additional 1d6 of damage. So go ahead and roll that additional 1d6.
3.
11 points of damage, and it will be deaf for a day. But 11 points of damage, that is a great strike against this creature. You see that it is quite injured from that blow, and you see it immediately trying to turn and flee. All right. That was Abstract, right? So, Leo, you are up.
Leo's going to move towards the creature. I have a speed of 20, so can I get to melee range, or do I need to use a ranged attack?
I would say he was already about 30 feet away, and he moved away on his turn slightly, so you'd be just out of range.
For
melee.
For melee, okay. So I'll just do a attack with my sling.
Okay.
Hey.
Oof. 17 for an additional point of damage. As this hits, you see it strike the creature true, but with its white cloak that it's wearing, you can't tell how much damage it actually did.
Okay.
All right. Rick.
Here's my will save.
And you're able to fight it off. You too. You feel the eyes getting heavy. You feel like you're down on a knee and you're about to fall asleep, and you slap yourself awake again, able to fight off the effects, and you're able to act as normal.
Okay, and so I guess draw short bow and take a shot at this guy. I've seen everybody else attacking him, right? So I know where he's at and everything.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, you see where they're charging off to. You see him just at the edge of the light of the shield. A 10 will just hit. He has an AC of 10 for an additional 6 points of damage. And that is going to be enough that this creature is going to collapse into the marsh and sink down below the waters. And it seems
Now
to
I'll
be
give into the
unseen.
sleep spell.
All right. Go ahead and everybody go ahead and give yourself an additional point of experience for that one. You see bubbling as the cloak of the creature just finally sinks deeper and deeper under the water until it's completely vanished. Anybody go to investigate to see if they can find it?
Certainly. I will go
Might as
and
well.
see if I can find this foul creature.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a luck.
Not great with luck. Oh, that succeeds.
But a 5. You go and you look for it, and it is sinking under, but in the marsh, it's thick. It's not sinking very fast. You're able to find its cloak, and as you pull the cloak up, the cloak is empty. Whatever creature was inside of it has vanished in some way. You're unsure of how.
Free cloak though.
It's pretty much tatters. Like it's cloth, tattered cloth, now covered in marshy goo.
Even better.
Right? All right. You guys make your way back to camp?
Yes.
All right. You guys make your way back to camp. A bit uneasy for the night. Anybody feel like they're able to go to sleep after that, or do you feel you're pretty much going to be awake for the rest of the night?
I said I went straight back to sleep. I just like woke up, fired an arrow.
He was like, well, that wasn't much to me. I just fired an arrow.
Yeah, I just succumbed to the sleep spell that was still trying.
Yeah. Archibald was up on watch before that, so he's going to try to go to sleep.
Okay.
I can take watch because if it comes back and tries that shenanigans again, it can't affect me. So.
All right. Perfect. All right. So the rest of the night, you guys come back. You're able to make it through the rest of the night. It's calmed down. The blizzards that you'd been affected with are gone at the meantime, and you are able to make camp for the rest of the night. Nothing else seems to happen, so you guys can just use a normal one ration. Oh no, you guys did frogs and stuff. You guys found food. So you guys wake in the morning. The sun's starting to shine. And you see that the edge of the marsh is probably just another mile or two before you're out of it. You guys are able to see the path that you want to take quite easily, so you don't have to roll for it. So you guys again just head straight east.
Yeah.
Had we already recovered luck for that night before the fight, or?
I don't think so. So recover luck is normal.
All right. So the 1 point I spent, I'm back up. Okay, cool.
Let's go southeast, maybe.
Okay.
Out of the marsh, but.
So you want to go like one out. That'll put you out of the marsh. You travel a couple miles to get out of the marsh, and then head southeast.
Yeah, I'm curious what anybody else. But.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I thought. Okay.
All right. So as you guys begin heading southeast, you guys come to this area, and off in the distance, just a little ways, you see what looks like a nearby hill is a small village, consisting of perhaps a dozen simple buildings enclosed by a low wooden fence. There is evidence of a recent battle, including toppled houses and burn marks on several of the structures.
So I just remembered I have a spyglass. Can I try to take a look at the village and see
Absolutely.
if there's like people walking around?
Yeah, so you take a look through your eyeglass, and you don't seem to see any signs of life.
Well, it looks empty. Maybe
Yeah.
there's still some stores of food and shit.
And I'd say with the
Smooth
eyeglass,
over
you can
one.
see what looks like some of the buildings had like char marks and stuff like that, but it looks like there's no smoke. So whatever attack had happened here happened at least a couple days ago, where the fires have burnt out and the ash has cooled.
You guys down for a roof over our head for the night?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And looking for supplies, as mentioned. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm foraging.
Okay, so you guys head into the
I
town.
hear a cat is looking for supplies too.
Right.
All right. As you head into the town, you do see several dead bodies from here to there in random places. It looks like the battle struck down quite a few, but the number of buildings here and the number of bodies looks like there were survivors. You're not sure if captured or flee or what, but definitely not enough bodies to think that everybody here was killed. You do head towards the largest house that seems to be somewhat still intact. Inside which you find a corpse. It's laid out on a table in a funerary clothes and wearing some jewelry and rings.
Tom, look away.
I'll look away. I take it you just
Hey,
distract
I see
them.
Justicia outside.
Oh, really? Oh, look, I see. Yes. Yes, the clouds, they show her mercy.
Right? Just a cloud suddenly parts slightly and a ray of sunshine comes through, and look, a ray of Justica.
Somebody's taking this jewelry, right?
Loot, loot.
All right.
Just in
So
case we find its rightful owner. You never know.
yeah, so you can just kind of add an item to your inventory. Jewelry worth 50 gold pieces. And who was that took that?
I mean, I'll take it if no one else says.
You were the one that said it, right?
All right.
It's
So
true.
Sam takes it. All right. Go ahead and reduce your luck by 1. As removing the jewelry draws the ire of whatever minor gods were worshipped by the village, and you incur a permanent loss of -1 luck.
It's gonna look for food.
So that luck will not be recovered by resting.
I have a question on the luck. Like I had spent some in the funnel or whatever, but
Oh yeah, since the
I haven't-
funnel, your luck would be back up to full.
oh, okay,
Yeah, so you'll be
but-
-1 from whatever
Down
full
one.
is.
awesome.
Yeah, in the 2 months you guys were training and getting yourself prepared, and then coming out here, I would say yeah, you're definitely able to recover all that luck.
But I can't recover this one though.
Nope.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know about trying to bury everybody necessarily, but at least drag them out to the edge of town so that like animals don't come wandering in for the bodies. Maybe they'll
We
just
could-
wander to, come up to the edge and take what they want and go.
We could burn them. It's
We could.
cool.
But then they won't distract animals.
Distract or attract.
So it'd be attract them elsewhere,
A lot of the animals are left. Is this still the eastern forest?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, you're getting in. You're in the eastern area, so the forest is like all these trees you see off to the east there.
Or at least that's what I heard.
Yeah, you've definitely noticed that there's less wildlife than you would anticipate. That could be majority due to the freezing conditions. They've kind of like fleed to find warmer atmosphere, but or have like hidden from the cold.
Guys, I heard a rumor that the appearance of creatures has awakened an ancient evil in the swamp that spans the central part of the valley. So that might be a clue as to what we encountered last night.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Let's see, and where the swamp is.
That was like the marshland that you guys just passed through.
Right.
I'd like to find us the most unburnt home, and hopefully that still has like a door, hopefully with a lock.
Yeah, Yeah, that'd be the one that you found the body in. It was the largest of them, and it was still the most intact. As it being the largest, it was the most hardily built, kind of like a what do they call that? The main kind of like Viking home where they would have all their meals and stuff like that.
Like long haul or something like
Yeah,
that.
something, yeah.
And then maybe find a nice piece of timber to wedge against the door overnight.
Okay, go ahead and roll an intelligence to see if you can find a nice hardy piece of wood to use. All right, with a 14, yeah, you find a couple decent sized kind of like logs, maybe even one of the beams that were supported part of the ceiling had come down. Not to mention some like tables and other things in there. You feel like you're able to barricade kind of like the doors and windows and things like that.
Sweet.
All right, so
You look for food stores.
food stores. Go ahead and roll me a luck.
Nope.
Nope. Unable to find. It seems like whatever food was here was either taken or destroyed whenever this attack happened.
I shall pray. I shall pray to Justica for the repose of the souls and of those who were burnt here.
All right. I'll say go ahead and roll me a personality. If you roll an 18 or above, you're going to recover one of your personality.
Yeah. Nope.
All right. All right. So with that, I think the last person to roll my 3d6 was that Sam or Rick?
I know I have rolled it, so.
I rolled it once too, so.
Okay, so I think we're on to Rick. Have you rolled the 3d6 yet?
Yeah, I did once. Yeah.
Okay, so then Leo. Leo, 3d6. A 9. So nothing is going to happen overnight. You guys are able to basically barricade yourself inside this house. You hear the whipping winds outside and the chill, but inside this building, you're able to have a hearty night's rest with your meals. There are still scraps of like furs and other things that you can lay on to have some decent bedding, some straw and hay and things like that as well. And you guys are able to have a decent night rest especially compared to the last few nights that you've been out on the road. So those of you that can recover luck normally, recover luck as normal. Tom doesn't recover any personality at this point. It's going to require something more. And the one piece of luck that Sam lost, that will be gone as well. Not able to recover that.
Okay, so we just use one ration.
Yep, just one ration for the day.
I was gonna ask if I might be able to have found any like hay, just or something for the donkey to skip one feed on him, or no?
Go ahead and roll me a luck to see if you can find anything outside of like the hay they were using for bedding, which the donkey wouldn't seem to really like.
Yeah, I guess if that's luck check or whatever. Yeah.
Yep, so that's under your luck score, 9.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you're able to find a small sack of feed. It's torn open, so there's only enough for probably like one feeding, but it's enough to provide him food while he's here in the small village.
Sweet.
All right, as you rest overnight, is there anything anybody else wants to do?
Can we try and figure out where whatever devastated this village went to?
Yeah, I could say like if you want to do that, either like before you went to sleep or after in the morning before you take off, you can go ahead and roll me another intelligence to see where.
Yeah.
There you go, natural 20.
There you go.
You do see drag marks and other things like that heading that seem to be dragging off towards the forest to the east. So it does look like some villagers from here were dragged off to the east into the forest.
Sucks to
I'll
suck.
point that out.
All right, you guys wake in the morning, knowing you still need to head further south to find the village you were heading towards. you guys can head off. From where you are, you can kind of see down the kind of almost like a valley type thing towards the river here, and you can see one of the fjords leading over the river.
I feel like we should be pining for those fjords.
Well, I am.
All right, so you guys head off towards the fjord.
Fjord.
All right, you get there, and as you cross it, I'll have Abstract roll the 3d6 for today.
And does anybody have any spare rations?
Yeah, I've got some for you.
Yeah, let's each give me one at least.
If you want to not worry about inventory management and stuff like that, whoever has the extra one, just whatever day it is, just -2 instead of 1.
Okay.
All right. So Abstract 3d6. Oops, that was 4.
No,
That's right. I'll take the
4d6.
first 3. So 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 9 is no encounter, so you're able to continue through your day. Heading south, you find another fjord. This one looks like it's on the path of another road. Do we want to head to the west, say north of the river, or across the fjord to the south of the river?
What's the fjord?
East.
Across the fjord?
Across the south.
All right, you guys are able to cross the fjord here. I have to remember myself what's here. Okay. All right, so as you cross the fjord to this side, as you come to the river, actually, before you even cross it, a thick mist is covering the banks of the river where the road meets the fjord. Peering out over the water, you can make out several oddly shaped rocks jutting out just above the surface, barely visible through the fog.
How oddly shaped are they?
They're almost humanoid shaped.
Can I try to like lasso one and pull it to shore or something?
I'll say as you approach the edge of the water to kind of try to get a better look, and you come up with that plan, you suddenly see a long white longship. Its wooden prow carved into the shape of a huge snake that emerges from the fog and silently glides to a halt against the nearby bank. There are no signs of a master or oarsman aboard the ghostly vessel.
I don't like that. Did it pull up next to us or across?
Yeah, basically right next to you.
Oh. I'm gonna retreat back to the group. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Is the current moving to the southwest?
It is moving to the northeast. Or no, sorry,
Okay.
I had that backwards. Yeah, you're right. Southwest. This is the outlet down to the southwest. Do I have that right? No, I'm backwards. Sorry. The mountains are to the south. So yeah, it's heading to the northeast is where the water's heading.
It seems like it's kind of going in the wrong direction. I think we might be better off just following the path. Aren't we still going southeast?
Mm-hmm.
It's going east, I guess, but I don't know if that.
Well, the
river
boat
cuts
didn't
back
seem to be
south.
affected by the current of the water. It just came out of the fog and drifted into the shore here and stopped.
But we're at a bridge, right? I mean, we don't really need the ship to get across the river.
So the fjord here is more of a solid ice structure that you could go across. So this one is not like an actual bridge itself here. This is more of an icy structure that kind of looks like the road leads to this, and it constantly freezes. And there might be something under the surface that allows for people to cross, but it's not a straight up like bridge.
I was gonna say, a lot of towns do tend to be on or very near the water, so it's not unlikely that the town we're looking for could be along the river. But also, that boat creeps me the fuck out, so I'm certainly not going to be the first one to step on it.
Needs is not fearful of any evil because Justica protects him, so he shall step onto the boat.
All right. Anybody else joining him?
Not till it seems safe.
Parrish will join.
I'm gonna go with the healer.
Okay. So those of you who climb aboard the vessel, you see nobody on the vessel itself as you step aboard. But as you step aboard, it begins to slowly move out across the water, heading directly across as if it was just ferrying you across to the other side. The cleric, did the elf get on board as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so the elf and the cleric both begin to see ghostly human shapes hovering in the mist just beyond the side of the boat, almost like they're floating and standing just off to the side. As the boat reaches the middle of the river, it slowly comes to a stop, and the ghostly shapes surround the boat, appearing to wait for some sort of action from those being ferried across.
Amen?
Give him a command. Avasti mateys, run the boat.
All right, you speak to them like that. Go ahead and give me a will save versus a 12. A 13, you save. All right. And with that, anybody else speak to him?
Yes. Needs will.
Okay.
Will say, be forgiven in the sight of Justica. If you serve us and help, I shall pray for your souls, for the repose of your souls.
All right, go ahead and give me a DC will save as well. DC 12. And
All
you
right.
save as well. As you speak to them, you feel like your tongue almost swells in your mouth to the point where you can't speak, but you fend off the effects, and as you do so, the ghostly figures begin to move back from the boat and disappear into the mist, and the boat continues traveling across the water until it hits the shore on the other side. So the three of you that were on the boat are on the other side of the water. The other three still on the northern banks. What do you want to do?
And were we able to cross this fjord?
It looks like it's sturdy enough to cross across.
Yeah, how about the halfling goes first?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
Right.
And if you look at my character sheet, I did roll random height and weight for this guy.
Oh, yeah?
So if that counts for anything.
Let's see.
Are you
342
pudgy or
pounds.
not?
Yeah, so I mean, it looks sturdy enough to hold a person, for sure. So as you begin walking across slowly, I need to close this other thing.
I'm 42 pounds.
All right, that might actually go against you, but
Okay.
I need a opposed grapple from you. So I just need a strength check. Oh, it's not going to be too difficult to beat since it rolled a natural 1 on its.
Strength check. 4.
All right. It rolled a natural 1, so I'm going to take away because it has a +5 to its strength check, but it's a natural 1. So I'm going to say that it fails. So as it reaches, like all of a sudden, as you're crossing the ice, suddenly ghostly figure hands come up out of the water at the edge of this fjord, reach up and attempt to grab your ankles. You feel them grab around you, but you're quickly able to sense it and dodge out of the way and sprint across the ice to the other side.
Yay.
All right, we got 2 other characters on that side. Who's going next?
I'll follow.
Okay, so as you cross, again, these ghostly hands come up out of the ice and attempt to grasp at you. This time for a 19, so I need a strength check for you. 10. All right. I think I just lost my spot. Here we go.
Not rolling good today.
All right. So you are grabbed and dragged down into the water. It's frigid water, taking the wind out of your lungs, and you will begin to drown on your next turn.
Cool.
All right. So with that, who else needs to cross the river?
Well, I was gonna say, can I possibly still be holding my rope from when I was thinking about lassoing shit, and maybe try to do that to him?
Yeah, if you would have held the rope in to wait and see what happens. So, for my notes, sorry, who got dragged into the water right now?
Damn.
Sam? Okay.
Or Jake.
Got it. All right. Who's doing the lassoing?
Rick.
Rick. All right. Cool. All right. Actually, I would say as it happens, he's already dragged into the water. So lassoing him would be quite difficult. You can attempt to throw it in his area like a life preserver, and he can try to like reach up and grab it on his turn.
Okay, that'll work.
So with that, go ahead and give me a. We'll go with an agility check. And however many points over 10 was what we'll add to his check to try to grab the rope. So a -1. So his check will have a -1 to try to grab the rope. Okay. So with that, we'll go back to Sam, who's in the water, since it's only the two of you at this point. Sam, go ahead and you can do a agility check to try to grab the rope at a -1. So you can just roll agility and we'll -1 from it.
I hit it a bit well. Let's see. Try again. There it goes.
Oh yeah. So as it's dragged under, you're fighting to keep yourself towards the surface. The armor you're wearing dragging you down too, but the rope, as it was thrown in, immediately begins to sink just within reach, and you're able to grab it. Rick, go ahead and give me a strength check to pull him out.
Yeah.
A natural 20. All right. Unless the creature rolls a natural 22, you're going to be pulling him out of the water. Nope, that's a 4. So, yeah, you immediately start to pull him up, and Sam, you feel the grasp of the creature's claws around your ankles slip, and you're pulled back up to the surface, able to clamber yourself back over to this kind of ice bridge and climb back up. What do you do?
Well, I can either cross the bridge and make strength checks, or cross on the boat and make fort saves, right?
Can you guys bring the boat back over? I don't think my donkey's making it across this.
All
I mean,
right.
I have +2 to strength, so that's a better check.
All right, it's up to you guys. So, Sam, you're up. So, what do you want to do? You're in the middle of the bridge at this point.
Is there anything on the other side that I have a rope and a grappling hook. Could I throw it across to anything maybe?
I would say the rest of the party, if you want, you seeing this happen, do you run over to try to assist?
Yeah, we'll wave our hands if they're going to throw something.
All right, yeah, you can definitely throw to them. So go ahead and just give me a dex check. So again, this is under 10, not so good for them to catch, but over 10, just fine. Oof, 7. It's going to fall a little bit short, so it doesn't quite reach the edge of the little ice bridge here that you're trying to cross.
Hey, do you think Justica might be able to hold these guys back for a minute?
Sure. Want me to try turn undead?
I mean, that would be... I think that's our best bet, kinda. I mean, I don't really know, but...
Would be for a divine intervention.
Okay.
What were you trying to get on that?
The agility check?
Yeah.
Over a 10.
Okay. All right. So
Hey.
I will try and turn unholy. Nope.
Oof.
Should have been a D24 actually. So let me roll the
Yep, just go ahead
D24.
and roll D24 there.
It'll be a +2. Not much better.
About the same.
So,
Yep. All right. Your prayers to Justica don't seem to be affected, or at least you're not aware if they've affected anything. These things seem to come up
is
out of
she
the ice.
is she ghosting me?
All right. As Sam sits and throws the rope, Rick, what do you want to try to do?
Guess I'm just gonna take a deep breath and lead my donkey across as quick as I can.
All right. As you do, these ghostly hands reach up again. This time only a 10, so go ahead and roll your strength check. A 10, I'll say you meet or beat, you beat. So you are able to get past it and start sprinting forward. Sam, go ahead and just roll me another strength check as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys are able to then push across, making your way to the other side of the ice. Sam, you can tell, looks a bit cold and frigid as he is all like has cold ice water just soaked. So you are going to be suffering a little bit this night as you try to rest and dry your clothes. But you do make it to the other side of the river. And I assume you follow the path maybe a little bit just to get away from the water.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys continue to try to follow this path. You're able to follow it here without too much trouble and get out of eyesight of the river here. And it starts to get dark again where you guys are going to have to take camp. Again, you're still in an area that doesn't have a lot of trees or hills or anything that gives you much cover here, mostly fields and things like that. So again, camping out in the open. But there is no blizzards or anything else going on, so it's a fairly calm night. So you guys make camp. Those of you who can naturally recover your luck. And outside of that, I think everyone else stays as is. Sam is going to require 2 rations. Everybody else requires 1.
Oh, that's my last 2.
All right. I will try and pray to Justica to get some of my personality back.
All right. Still an 18 or above.
All right.
Not able to recover it this time. You're starting to get the sense that you're going to have to spend some time in a temple to Justica to recover the effects of whatever that attack was from that creature. All right, anything else?
What did you need on that?
He needs a 18 or above on his personality check.
Oh, yeah. No,
And
man.
I would say for that one, it's him on his own because it's him and his connection
Okay.
to Justica to try to recover that. So, all right. With that, you guys make your camp. You guys can do your rations, as I said, and anything else anybody wants to do overnight.
Try to look for more
Any
food.
forage?
Yeah, for me and or us and the donkey, if possible.
Okay. I would say at this point out here in the middle here, you're getting closer and closer to the forest in the east. Even less wildlife here. So I'll let you guys go ahead and roll your luck checks to see if you guys can find anything. And whatever you
Yeah,
find.
I'll roll one of those.
7 good, 1 good, 4 good, I'm assuming. A 2
Yeah.
good. Dang, everyone's rolling well on this one. Those low rolls are
Hang
helping
on.
out here.
All right.
Luck check for.
Yep.
That's a pass.
Hey, I think everybody passed. All right, so everybody who passed are able to find 1 ration worth of food. You find some like berries that are almost frozen. You find a couple small, almost like rodents, like mice, that you're able to find. One of you finds a bird, but each of the things that you find is only enough rations for 1 person. I would say for the one with the donkey, you find some berries, or the mule. You can either give them to your steed, or you can eat them yourself.
I'll give them to him.
It reminds me of that movie that the guy goes up to like Alaska and he's observing the wolves and he's seeing that they eat the mice, and so he starts eating frozen mice.
Yeah.
It's like an old movie. Is anybody familiar with that? I'm just showing my age.
No, not familiar
Not
with that one.
I was gonna say I have heard a lot of random stories about living in the bush up there, and it's wild. Like, I don't know. I heard a guy talk about eating the vegetables out of like an elk's stomach, like
Oh,
how they're
wow.
digested and stuff like that. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Man,
you
that's
got to do some
survivalist to the
crazy.
extreme.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he said something about like burying the stomach and letting it ferment and like pickles almost. It was
Ugh.
like, what the fuck?
Nah, I'll stick to my grocery store food.
Right.
All right. The rest of this night is going to go by fairly easy, so no other rolls for tonight. You guys wake in the morning and can continue along your path. Let me know which direction you'd like to head.
Keep
Can
following
we
the
see
road.
that 1-5, whatever that is from where we
Yeah,
are?
so again, as you head down this direction, with the eyeglass, you can see off to the south and the east, or southwest and to the east, what looks like more kind of like destroyed and ruined small villages.
Another chance for a comfortable night's sleep, but some risk at least.
Yeah, let's. Well, at least we can go and bury the body.
That's gonna be hard work in the cold ground.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I'd rather burn.
Funeral pyre, just burn them.
Yeah.
Put them all in one house and burn it down.
Movie was called Never Cry Wolf. Just 311.
Got it. I'll look it up.
1983.
All right, so you want to head towards one of these two villages?
Yeah. Let's go to the one to the east.
The east, yeah.
East? Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys head to the east. Very similar to the last village, right here at the edge of the forest. You see, again, just destroyed structures everywhere. What looks like some things that burnt, a few dead bodies here and there. And again, knowing what you saw from the last time, you check to the east side of the village and do see some drag marks of possible survivors being dragged. You actually see, like, in the snow that keeps falling, you don't really see any tracks and things like that, but you do find a few like drag mark type things here and there. And at the edge of the forest, some broken twigs and branches as things have obviously passed through that area. And again, you find the central kind of hut there. This one's smaller than the last one. No funeral bodies inside this one. But another spot where you could possibly take up a good night's rest.
And look for food.
Yep.
I'll have two of you, whoever wants two of you, go ahead and roll luck checks to see if you can find any food.
I got a pretty good chance here. So.
Yeah, somebody else do that.
I'm a pretty good scavenger.
That's pass.
Oh,
And a
really?
fail. All right, so with that, we'll have the one who passed, Guir, go ahead and roll me a d6. You find 2 rations worth of food. You find a small satchel that looks like somebody dropped that has some like dried jerky in it that you are able to split out and make 2 rations out of.
Yeah, I hand them over to
Do you see any bodies?
Not like funeral bodies, but you do find maybe half a dozen dead villagers.
Okay, we'll light a
How
fire.
many rations is that?
And we're not eating them, and we will burn them and say a prayer to just to get.
All right. So you pile up the bodies and make a funeral pyre. So with that, for today then, I need... I think Abstract, you did the last roll of the D6s, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to roll this time, and this time it's only going to be 2d6. So a 6... the fire seems to bring the attention of another creature. Another giant toad seems to have been hopping around, making a
All
home here, or trying to find and scavenge through this village.
Them's good. Them's good eating though.
right. Rations.
All right. So the frog comes around the corner. I'm just going to roll initiative to see if it gets a surprise or not. Nope. So you guys are going to be able to roll initiative. So everybody go ahead and roll initiative to see who goes first.
Wait, what is?
Okay, how do I do it without being able to hit the token?
Just roll your sheet through the actors tab.
Yeah, but it says no token assigned or something. So
Yeah, I'm just.
You can just roll on the dice tray.
Oh yeah, that's what mine was doing too.
Yeah,
It's
take
like,
your
what?
initiative and add.
Mine had the same problem. Oh, weird. I feel like I used that button on the same map before.
It's a 6.
Okay, so the highest we got there looks like Jorn at a 19. So we will be starting with Jorn. So Rick, you see this large toad come hopping around the corner as the large funeral pyre is lit up. This fire seeming to draw its attention as it comes around the corner. I would say at this point it is probably just at the edge of your movement range, a couple buildings away.
okay, I'm gonna try to stay as far away from it as I can, and draw my bow. So I'll back off a little further even.
Okay,
And I think I got a range of 50 without like a minus.
got it.
And so yeah, and then I'll let it rip.
All right. A 13 will miss. Your arrow goes flying, and its thick hide seems to just skate right off of its thick hide. All right, Sam.
All right, axe time. There we go.
Ooh, crit. All right, Sam feels the hunger burning inside of him, and he sees this delicious frog. He remembers the meal from last time and just goes charging forward with a bloodlust, swiping down with a mighty blow. Does 10 points of damage initially. And it doesn't have a weapon, so we'll say you basically kind of like dislocate its jaw with this mighty attack. So it'll have a disadvantage on its attack, or it'll roll down on the dice.
Cool.
All right. Great attack there. Tom.
I shall command it to be still in the name of Justica. 9. I've got 1 fleeting luck, which would raise it there.
I can burn 1, give you 2. That'll get you to a 12.
Okay, that'll be a 12. Which will, I think that will be a success. So it will obey the command for 1.
So it does get a save.
Against DC 12.
But against DC 12. Okay, will save. It was a 19.
No luck.
So it hears that, and it seems like confused, and it's paying attention to you, but then it seems to shake off the effects. All right, Zavin. Oh, you're muted, Zavin.
Sorry about that. I'm going to shoot.
All right. A 15 will hit for an additional 4 points of damage. And off that first mighty blow, this second blow, the arrow goes flying straight into its mouth as it's trying to leap forward and bite at Sam. But the arrow flies straight into its throat, killing it as it collapses, as it leaps, collapses to the ground and comes sliding to a stop in the snow. You know what? I forgot to give you guys XP for the bridge crossing. So go ahead and with the toad, give yourself 3 experience each. I've gotten so used to doing like milestone XP that I got to remember to give XP after things. All
Who
right.
has to chop
Who is
this
going to
time?
attempt to chop up the toad? Intelligence
Which-
or dexterity or agility, sorry.
I got +1 intelligence.
Yeah, +1 agility.
So any one of those.
No
5.
luck.
Yeah, so this time trying to chop up the toad, you struggle with it for quite a while. So it's going to half your check to see how much food you get. So go ahead and roll me another d6. So rounded down, that's 2. You're able to scavenge 4 or salvage 2 rounds or 2 rations worth of food.
Yep. So 1 frog leg each.
Yep.
Okay. We'll go to sleep.
All right, you guys barricade yourselves inside the longhouse again, able to take your rest.
All right. And I'm praying. Okay. I managed to get over 18. That's
So you're going to recover 1 of those personality check points.
Let me recover a luck.
All right.
And when I went to change my experience, I erased what was there and then was like, oh, what did I have that I need to add 3 to? I'm at 18. Does that sound about right to everybody? We should all be about the same, right?
Yeah, everybody should be the same because everybody's been involved.
It was
in everything.
19.
19 is what I got.
Y'all have 19?
Yeah, 19, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Experience?
Yeah, we would have started with 10 from the
Okay.
funnel,
For some,
and then-
for some reason, mine was at 1 starting today, so I'm at 5. So I'll just join with you guys at 19.
Yeah, match up. Yeah. Yep. So everybody should be at 19 experience at the current point. All right. You guys wake in the morning and are able to continue heading off. From where you are up on the hill where this village is, you can make out what you believe should be the village of Grain down to the southeast there.
let's get to it.
Yeah, just in time.
All right. So you guys begin heading straight for Grain. On your way there, we'll go back down to the bottom. Zavin, 3d6.
That was a 1 ration night.
Yeah, sorry. 1 ration night for everybody.
The frog.
Yep. If you ate the frog, you don't have to worry about a ration.
okay. So
I'll eat a
Needs will eat some frog.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was 2 of you that get to eat the frog. And 8. This time, again, the cold wind of a blizzard starts to come in at you guys. But you feel that with the distance you have to travel, you're going to be able to just make it to the town prior to the blizzard really setting in. So the cold bites at you from behind as you make your way towards the village of Grain. What are we at? We're at 10:48 right now, so that's pretty much good time there. That'll be our 4 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the next map so you can see the village. Let me know. You guys should have visibility.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So as you approach, I will give you some descriptions here, and then this will be where we start the next turn, or the next session. All right. Entering the lands of the eastern clans, the wilderness slowly turns to a series of gently rolling hills, clearly a rich land with good earth. Nothing stirs in the cold air under the cloud-shrouded sky as you approach the village of Grain. Grain itself lies on the edge of the eastern forest, the dark canopy of trees ending just outside its border. Set on a rise, a hill fort surrounded by a timber wall commands the surrounding plain, where numerous pit houses with rooms dug halfway into the earth lay. Perhaps home to several hundred people, you see no sign of any inhabitants. So you'll be entering from down here in the bottom right. So I'll go ahead and, just for the meantime, just to mark it there, put the party token. And that is way too big. So we'll go ahead and shrink it down. There we go. So that's about where you're at. Entering the village. So as you see, down in this initial area is a bunch of small kind of little hovels and huts. Some of them actually they're dug into the ground, so the roof is like at eye line, at eye level, as they seem to be kind of built into the ground. And then off in the distance, you see almost a cliffside. It's like a steep hill that leads about 15, 20 feet high, and then above that is the fort surrounded by wooden walls. All right, so good timing now to end 10:50, so we're about to hit 11 o'clock. So excellent session again. Again, it's my first time running level 1, first time running these large combat kind of things, so that was kind of interesting, the large
I enjoyed that.
So
Yeah,
it's
we're good.
a little different.
Yeah, that was fun.
But yeah, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.